egg numbers I got. If I got the same number of eggs I had the first time around, I got resistance, and that drug isn't doing me any good.
Keep in mind the number of worms, their impact on the herd, and their level of resistance will vary from farm to farm. Learn more about controlling sheep and goat parasites at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com.
For the KTUI WeatherBug Weather Center, for this morning, clouds and a couple of showers and a few thunderstorms this afternoon. The high temperature near 60. Clouds and rain tonight. We'll have a thunderstorm in spots as well. The low 52. Friday, cloudy, widespread showers, isolated thunderstorms. The high temperature 64. Leftover shower to start the day Saturday. Mostly sunny and breezy for the afternoon. The high temperature 48. Sunny skies Sunday, high 56. For KTUI, I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi.
Thank you, Jim. It's 46 minutes. It's 46 degrees. It's 15 minutes in front of 7 o'clock. I'm running all over the place this morning. One of my computers died, and I'm having all kinds of issues. You don't care, do you? 43 degrees out at Sullivan Regional Airport. And we're going to go out across, our wide Missouri here on KTUI.
Across our wide Missouri with Bob Pretty. Listen to show archives, hear about this day in Missouri history, and learn more about the Show Me State by visiting MissouriNet.com today.
He'd come to the presidential nominating convention the leading candidate. The consensus was when Tammany Hall threw New York's 90 votes into his column, he'd be nominated. He finally got Tammany Hall after 10 ballots, and that gave him a majority, but he needed 2/3. In Washington, he started to compose a telegram of acceptance because no candidate had failed since 1844 to win the 2/3 after getting the simple majority. But by the 13th ballot, Champ Clark's position had not improved. It became apparent his workers had played their best card, and they'd miscounted Trump. The voting went on, and we'll tell the story in a minute.
The Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services needs your help building a safer environment for older adults and adults with disabilities. Some forms of abuse, such as financial exploitation, neglect, and bullying, are often overlooked. If you believe someone is experiencing abuse, call Missouri's Adult Abuse and Neglect Hotline at 800-392-0210 or report online at health.mo.gov/abuse. Together we can stop adult abuse. It's a crime.
Not everyone recognizes that they might have a gambling problem. How do you know if gambling is a problem for you? Ask yourself if either or both of the following questions are accurate. Have you felt the need to bet more and more money? Have you ever lied to people important to you about how much you gambled? If your answer is yes to either of these questions, free help is available. Call 1-888-BETS-OFF for more information.
His real name was James Clark, known as Champ, not because he was a champion at anything in particular, but because his family had trouble agreeing on the pronunciation of his middle name. The Old English ancestors pronounced it Beecham, but the Americans called it Beauchamp, and so he shortened it to Champ. He'd come from Kentucky. Champ Clark was kicked out of what was then Kentucky University in his senior year for shooting at a man. He graduated from a college in West Virginia, then he applied for a job as a college president. He became the college president of Marshall College, the first normal school in West Virginia. And a year later, he went to Cincinnati Law School and wound up teaching school in Pike County, Missouri in 1875. Quickly moving into politics on the county level at first, he tried for the state legislature and lost. 10 years later, he won, and then he tried for Congress and got that job in 1892. But he wasn't sent back in 94 as political winds changed. But in 1896, he was elected again, and he wouldn't be out of Congress from that day until his death 25 years later. In 1911, he was named Speaker of the House. Clark had supported William Jennings Bryan the 3 times Bryan tried to win the presidency. And so in 1912, Bryan supported Clark, although Bryan was worried because Missourians hadn't taken any positions on the major issues. On the night of June 27, 1912, the Democrats started formal nominations. When Clark's name was put into the field, the floor demonstration went on for an hour and 5 minutes. It was after 3 a.m. when the New Jersey delegation nominated a college president named Woodrow Wilson. The first ballot wasn't taken until 7 o'clock the morning of June 28th. Clark had 440.5 votes, Wilson 324, the other candidates trailing. Through 8 more ballots, both men gained on the rest of the field. Then the Tammany vote went to Clark and another hour of demonstrations, but the convention would not be stampeded. The bandwagon did not start rolling. Rumors started to build that Clark had promised an alliance with Wall Street to get those 90 votes. He denied it. On the 14th ballot, Bryant's home state of Nebraska passed. When the count came back, Bryant announced he would withhold his vote from Clark until the New York delegation removed itself from the Clark column. Then Bryant voted for Wilson, and the balloting went on and on. On the 30th ballot, Wilson moved into the lead. On the 42nd ballot, the majority went to Wilson when Clark lost Illinois. It was early on the morning of July 3rd when the 46th ballot gave the nomination to the Princeton College president. For the first time in almost 7 decades, a candidate with a majority could not hold it for a Democratic convention and a nomination. Clark came back to Missouri, ran and won for Congress, finally lost in 1920, then 70 years old, and he died just a few days before his last term was to end. He once reflected, "I sometimes regret I ever quit teaching, for while I have succeeded fairly well in both law and politics, a lawyer is not always certain that he has rendered the state a service by acquitting his client. And a congressman, through ignorance or inadvertence, may vote in such a way as to affect adversely the fortunes of millions of people. But a teacher knows he's doing good when teaching the alphabet, the multiplication table, and the rudiments of grammar and geography. It is only when he strikes history that his feet get stuck in the quicksand." He was the first Missourian to serve as Speaker of the U.S. House, Champ Clark, who was born on this date, the 7th of March in 1850.
That was Across Our Wide Missouri with Bob Pretty. To listen to show archives, hear about this day in Missouri history, and learn more about the Show Me State, visit MissouriNet.com.
Perhaps you don't think you'd care to go to an art museum. But what about a museum that had a Soviet satellite crash right in front of it? Well, that strange fact is enough to get folks here. And what they find is an interesting tale about a visitor from space and some great art as well. It's next on the American Countryside.
I'm Ty Morgan, host of U.S. Farm Report, the only weekend television show that features some of agriculture's biggest names. From custom commentary from John Phipps to the stories of antique iron with Machinery Pete to a list of more than 30 marketing analysts, our weekly program focuses on the topics that matter most to you. We invite you to join us each weekend for U.S. Farm Report, timely, trusted tradition.
Hi, I'm Ag Day host Clinton Griffiths, and I invite you to join me each morning as we cover the nation's food system, from fields of green to orchards of orange and livestock everywhere in between. America runs on agriculture, and here at Ag Day, agriculture is what we do best. Listen as our analysts track the markets, learn about innovations in technology and sustainability, and live the country lifestyle through the eyes of rural America. Join me, Clinton Griffiths, for Ag Day, the country experience.
In the early morning hours of September 5th, 1962, 2 Manitowoc, Wisconsin police officers discovered a piece of smoldering metal about the size of a hubcap laying in the middle of 8th Street. They kicked it to the side of the road and didn't give it much thought until they got back to headquarters.
The original piece was only in Manitowoc for a matter of hours. The FBI and the Air Force took it from us. They brought it to a lab in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
And that lab identified it as a piece of the Soviet Union's Sputnik 4 satellite that had crashed back to Earth. Greg Vadney says that largest piece fell right in front of the RAR West Art Museum. They have that piece here on display. At least in a sense.
NASA was nice enough to make some molds. So we have here in Manitowoc 3 copies of this piece. One is on exhibit at the RAR West.
You'd never know it's just a replica. The original was given back to the Soviet Union, but the RAR West has made the Sputnik crash an important part of the displays here, both inside the museum and on the street in front of the museum where the piece fell. Greg says the strange incident has made this a place truly like none other.
We have thousands of people each year who come here to the RAR West and they go, yeah, you got Warhol, whatever. Oh, you got this nice historic mansion, whatever. I want to see Sputnik. I want to see this piece. I want to see where this fell. Because this is something that no other place can boast of.
Greg says the Sputnik incident here has been a great way to get people who don't think they like art to actually come inside an art museum. And many not only feel their curiosity about the space crash, but they learn they enjoy art as well. It's a unique and fun place to check out, and admission is free. Traveling the countryside in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, I'm Andrew McCrae.
The importance of eating a variety of foods. Hello, I'm Megan Grebner with Healthy Living on Brownfield. A diet that lacks variety can not only get boring, it could mean we're leaving out essential vitamins and nutrients. Jessica Castle, a nutrition educator with the St. Louis District Dairy Council, says it's good to shake up your menu for multiple reasons.
One of the great resources that's out there for all of us is myplate.gov. The My Plate visual is a great starting point because it shows you how to build a healthy, balanced plate. It's going to have carbohydrates on it. It's going to have your protein. It's going to have fruits and vegetables, and it'll have your dairy. One of the things I like to tell people that I'm working with is, build a plate that has a lot of color. Eat the rainbow, because by doing that, you're going to be adding a lot of different nutrients to the plate. As a dietitian, I try to promote the concept that all foods can fit. If there's a food that's very important to your family, especially at the holiday times, incorporate the food in, enjoy it, and just watch your portions as you're building your plate. But all foods can fit, and if you're not restricting yourself, you'll be less likely to feel like you're missing something, and then you'll be less likely to overeat as well.
I'm Megan Grebner with Healthy Living on Brownfield.
A final rule from the Securities and Exchange Commission won't require farmers and ranchers to provide the federal government farm-level supply chain emissions reports. I'm Kara Hart with Ag News on Brownfield. Mary Thomas Hart with the National Cattlemen's Beef Association tells Brownfield Wednesday's rule was a change from what the SEC had initially proposed.
The SEC actually stripped out supply chain emissions reporting requirements, and I would say that that's the product of a large effort by NCBA and other national ag trade associations and our members throughout the country to show the potential impacts.
She says farmers and ranchers don't have time to do additional paperwork they wouldn't have been compensated for, and
it is impractical to ask an individual farmer or ranch to complete a report like that.
Hart says if SEC-regulated companies want to acquire farm-level greenhouse gas emissions data, they're welcome to do so on the open market. A global strategist for grain and oil seeds with Rabobank says he's getting mixed signals on what U.S. farmers intend to plant this spring. Stephen Nicholson says soybean margins look better than corn margins. However,
in talking to seed companies and thinking of seed sales on corn, we continue to see really good corn sales, and their farmer surveys have shown that farmers want to plant more corn again. You're a little bit puzzled by that.
He says many farmers stick to their rotation when making planting decisions, but a reduction in U.S. corn acres could help prices.
We've got to really pull back 4 or 5 million acres to try to get some of this supply situation on the corn side under control.
U.S. planting intentions will be confirmed in USDA's prospective plantings report, scheduled to be released at the end of this month. U.S. ethanol supplies are the largest in nearly a year. The U.S. Energy Information Administration says domestic stocks are the biggest in the last 50 weeks at more than 26 million barrels. Ethanol production hit a 4-week low, averaging 1,006,000 barrels a day, higher than this time last year. The U.S. House has advanced a package of 6 appropriation bills that would fund several federal agencies, including the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The package is now being considered in the U.S. Senate, who must pass it by midnight on Saturday to avoid a partial government shutdown. The pork industry remains focused on growing domestic demand, and the executive director for Illinois Pork says the nation's third largest city is the perfect place to do that. Brownfield's Jared White has this report.
Jennifer Tyree says the association is working to reach Chicago's urban consumers.
We just finished up February being Heart Healthy Month, so we focused a lot on those healthier cuts of pork, including the loin.
Tyree tells Brownfield growing demand for pork is a year-round effort.
We have to do a better job of educating consumers so that they don't experience a dry pork chop and then don't purchase our product again.
From National Pork Forum in Chicago, I'm Jared White for Brownfield.
I'm Kara Hart for Brownfield.
Drive them to the Christian school where all our kids went.
Leslie Leyland Fields on Focus on the Family Minute.
And I'm like kicking them out of the car and hissing through my teeth, have a blessed day. And go learn to be a better Christian while you're at it. And I remember walking to a spruce forest nearby and just crying out to God. Like just all tears and messy face sobs, and I'm saying, God, where is the happy, peaceful Christian home that you promised? Where's all that happiness? I'm trying so hard to do everything right, but it's not working.
More from Leslie at FamilyMinute.org.
And we are coming up on the 7 o'clock hour. Coming up at 8:30 this morning, I'll be talking with Keisha Philpott, and she's an alderperson for the city of Sullivan. She's also the manager of the Scenic Regional Library here in Sullivan. She's on some other boards and things. So we'll talk to Keisha at 8:30. Shelley Tolliver, she's the principal at the St. Anthony Catholic School, and she'll be my guest at 9:10 this morning. At 10:05, live from the White Mule Winery, Zach Mueller, Piper McCullough, Terry Sappington, and Mary Beth Stack all have birthdays today. We are AM 1560 KTUI Sullivan. We're broadcasting from the Sullivan Bank Studios. It's 7 o'clock.
USA News, I'm Ryan Daniels. In vitro fertilization is being protected under Alabama state law. Governor Kay Ivey signed the measure into law on Wednesday. The bill does not address directly the question of whether an embryo created by the IVF process should be treated as a human child under state law, but the bill will provide civil and criminal immunity for the death or damage to an embryo to any individual or entity providing or receiving in vitro fertilization. Former President Donald Trump says he's inviting supporters of rival Nikki Haley to join his campaign for the White House. During her concession speech after the Super Tuesday elections, Haley said Trump will have to earn it.
It is now up to Donald Trump to earn the votes of those in our party and beyond it who did not support him. And I hope he does that.
On his social media platform, Truth Social, Trump said he believes much of Haley's campaign funding support came from Democrats. Already, Trump has received the political endorsement of the top Republican in the U.S. Senate, Mitch McConnell. Haley is expected to ultimately bend and give her endorsement for Trump before the GOP nominating conference. An interest rate cut is considered likely this year by the Fed. However, Fed Chair Jerome Powell still cannot say precisely when that will be.
The economic outlook is uncertain, and ongoing progress toward our 2% objective for inflation is not assured. Reducing policy restraint too soon or too much could result in a reversal of progress we've seen in inflation and ultimately require even tighter policy to get inflation back to 2%.
Powell speaking to members of Congress on Capitol Hill Wednesday. The U.S. government is urging American citizens to leave Haiti amid fears the Haitian government could fall at any time. This is USA News.
Attention timeshare owners. Tired of the financial stress? Were you misled by the salesperson? Don't or can't use your timeshare anymore? If any of these apply to you, then you may qualify for timeshare cancellation and get the relief you need now. Timeshare Defense Attorneys is the #1 affordable fixed fee legal solution in the country with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. That's certainly better than my grades. They even offer a 100% client satisfaction guarantee. Let one of their experienced lawyers evaluate your case and explain the process. If they take you as a client, they'll work on your case until it's resolved in your favor. Guaranteed. Expect great service and a close working relationship with your lawyer, keeping you informed every step of the way, protecting your rights, interests, and even your credit. It's that simple. Even a kid like me could understand it. The consultation is free. Call today.
800-875-1853. 800-875-1853. That's 800-875-1853.
A bill to keep key government agencies funded through September of this year is now passed out of the U.S. House. It now heads over to the Senate for approval before a Friday deadline. The measure was expected to gain congressional approval through this week before the deadline. The measure ensures no partial government shutdowns could impact any key agencies like Commerce, Agriculture, or Justice.
We find the defendant, Hannah Gutierrez, guilty.
The Rust movie armorer at the center of controversy in the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins is being found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. Hutchins was killed by a prop gun that fired a live round. Actor Alec Baldwin was handling the gun at the time and continues to face legal backlash over his role. However, Hannah Gutierrez Reed will now face punishment. Earlier in the week, a state workplace safety investigator testified there were no policies put in place by movie management at the time to prevent real bullets from getting mixed in with others in the prop gun. An ex-owner, Elon Musk, says the social media platform is considering getting rid of showing how many likes and reposts a post gets. Speaking at a conference Wednesday, Musk said that info could clutter content on the service. Since buying the company, Musk added a feature allowing people to see how many views a post has received. I'm Ryan Daniels, USA News.
Do you have a story to tell? Bring your story to life with audiobooks. Great stories deserve great storytelling. Audiobook Network provides professional voice actors and full production services for every author's manuscript. From narration, production, and editing to distribution, promotion, and sales, Audiobook Network handles everything. If you have a print book, ebook, or even a manuscript, call Audiobook Network now and get our free audiobook guide. 800-734-1229. 800-734-1229.
You deserve extraordinary care close to home. From primary care to advanced specialties right here in Sullivan. And access to all that BJC Healthcare has to offer. We're here to provide the care you need. Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital and BJC Healthcare. Care that is comprehensive, coordinated, and completely about you. Learn more at MissouriBaptistSullivan.org.
Missouri Net News, I'm Marshall Griffin. Governor Mike Parson is responding to the harsh criticism he's facing for commuting the prison sentence of Britt Reed. In a statement to the Kansas City Star, Parson, quote, expresses his deepest sympathy for any additional heartache, end quote, that the reduced sentence has caused the victim's family, adding that it was, quote, not his intention. Reed was sentenced to 3 years in prison for a DWI crash that left a 5-year-old child disabled. Reed, the son of Chiefs coach Andy Reed, will be under house arrest until October of 2025. According to a statement from the governor's office, Britt will have to meet weekly with a parole officer, attend counseling, meet with a peer support sponsor, and fulfill strict employment and community service requirements. A St. Louis County lawmaker wants to prevent private and public medical schools from being able to provide abortion-specific training. Republican House member Justin Sparks also wants to forbid partnerships with medical schools and clinics in other states from being able to provide that training.
They allow their doctors, they actually promote their doctors in a fellowship setting to go across state lines and perform abortions, elective abortions, in order to, by their own words, get the practice they need to become proficient or experts at abortions.
Democrats, including Senator Tracy McCreary, says the state went too far when it banned all abortions. The only abortions allowed are in cases of medical emergencies. Now that Missouri is set to expand Interstate 70 to 6 lanes across the state, attention is beginning to turn to I-44, the longest interstate highway in Missouri. MoDOT Director Patrick McKenna says, though, a specific plan to expand I-44 has not yet been developed.
We're kind of in the process of planning to plan, and I know that may sound a little frustrating, but it's important. These things go in sequence and go in steps, and when you're talking about securing significant resources, taxpayer dollars, we want to make sure that we're making the right decisions.
Meanwhile, expansion work on I-70 is expected to begin this summer. This is Missouri Net.
My children are growing up, but they still need me to protect them. The doctor told me that vaccinating them now against the human papillomavirus, or HPV, can protect them against some cancers when they're grown. I am going to vaccinate my son and daughter against HPV at 11 or 12 years for lifelong cancer prevention. Learn more about HPV and other vaccine-preventable diseases from the Missouri Immunization Coalition at moimmunize.org.
In search of the perfect cut for your lawn? Join the pursuit by choosing from a full line of Steel mowers. From gas and battery options to zero turns and push mowers, Steel offers a wide range of mowing solutions for homeowners and professionals. Right now, get 0% financing on your purchase with a Steel zero-turn mower. Real Steel. Find yours at steelusa.com/mowers. Available at select dealers. Financing available on qualifying purchases and subject to credit approval. See dealer for details.
4 Missouri corrections officers have been fired after an inmate death. Anthony Morbith reports.
4 Missouri corrections officers have been fired following the death of an inmate last December at a maximum security prison in Jefferson City. 38-year-old Ethel Moore Jr. died December 8th. Family members say he died after excessive force was used to move him to another cell, and that he was restrained with full-body wrap, a hood placed over his head, and was left unattended while suffering a medical emergency. A statement from the Department of Corrections says that the 4 unnamed employees were terminated following an internal investigation, but also says an autopsy has not been completed and that Moore's official cause of death remains undetermined. A criminal investigation is being conducted by the Cole County Sheriff's Office.
The Missouri House has passed legislation that would block state Medicaid funding to abortion providers and their affiliates. And the Hannibal School District in Northeast Missouri is switching to propane-fueled buses. You can find news online anytime at MissouriNet.com. This is MissouriNet.
New Testament Baptist Church in Sullivan is starting a new addiction recovery ministry called Life Issues. It's a biblical approach to the 12 steps, bringing scriptural principles into personal focus and making them come alive for transformational living. Whether you struggle with addictions, food, depression, anxiety, or relationships, you'll be encouraged to see how others have found a new way of life with hope for the future through this program. Life Issues will meet weekly on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. at New Testament Baptist Church. You're not alone. To find out more, contact New Testament Baptist Church at 573-468-3334.
We all want to be the best version of ourselves, and Compass Health Network is your preferred provider for all things related to your health and well-being. From primary care and mental health services to pediatric and adult dental procedures, our professional and compassionate staff is here for you. Call us today at 844-853-8937 or visit compasshealthnetwork.org to find a location in your area. Compass Health Network is here to help you reach your healthcare goals.
A man accused of assaulting a deputy at a convenience store in St. Francis County was arrested last night after an hours-long manhunt. The St. Francis County Sheriff's Department said a deputy tried to take Michael D. Pender into custody at the Roy's convenience store on Highway Inn and Parkway Drive around 7:15 a.m. yesterday. A struggle ensued during which the deputy suffered minor injuries. Pender then ran off. The Sheriff's Department said that he had threatened to shoot law enforcement and was wanted for an active felony warrant for sodomy and pending charges for arson and felony assault on law enforcement. Around 8:40 p.m., Pender was taken into custody during a traffic stop at the same convenience store where he struggled with the deputy. The sheriff's office says the injured deputy has been released from the hospital and is expected to make a full recovery, according to the sheriff's office. The Missouri State Highway Patrol made an arrest in Franklin County at 8:52 p.m. yesterday. 33-year-old Lauren J. Hamlin of Union was arrested on a patrol charge of DWI. He was taken to the Franklin County Adult Detention Facility and then released. The Highway Patrol made an arrest in Crawford County at 6:33 p.m. yesterday. 50-year-old Darrell E. Blankenship of Bourbon, arrested for DWI, failure to display valid plates and no seatbelt. He was taken to the Crawford County Jail and then released. At 5:34 p.m. yesterday in Franklin County, 34-year-old Ronald J. Wurtenberger of St. Clair, arrested on probation and parole violation, original charge obstruction of police, Jefferson County traffic offense, no state operator's license. He was taken to the Franklin County Adult Detention Facility and was bondable. The Gasconade County Sheriff's Office announced that this Sunday from 1 until 4 p.m., the Gasconade County Sheriff's Office and the Rosebud Police Department will have their annual ATV-UTV permit day at the Rosebud Community Park. Items required to purchase an ATV or UTV permit: a valid driver's license, current proof of insurance, your tax receipt. ATV permits are $15, check or exact amount if using cash. Sheriff Eilers says that if you have any questions, you can call 486-2424 Monday through Friday during business hours. The Bourbon School District holding their annual preschool and kindergarten screenings the week of March 26th through March 28th. If you live in the Bourbon District and have a child ages 3 through 5 who may be eligible to attend either preschool or kindergarten, call Tracy Rushing at 573-732-3293 to schedule an appointment. All children new to the district that are eligible for preschool and kindergarten must participate in this screening process. Spanish Claim Road will be closed today from 8 a.m. till 3 p.m. for cross-culvert replacement. This closure will be 0.2 of a mile south of Rusan Road, about 2.2 miles north of Highway K. The road will be closed to all traffic, including emergency vehicles. If you have any questions, please call the Franklin County Highway Department, 636-583-6361. A formal request made by the residents of the village of Leslie has prompted Missouri State Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick to launch an official audit of the municipality. Citizens gathered and submitted 34 signatures to initiate the petition. When citizens are concerned about the way their local government is operating and take the time and effort to gather signatures to request an audit, we take that duty very seriously and endeavor to give them the information they need to hold their government officials accountable for their decisions, said Fitzpatrick. An audit of this nature will take a considerable amount of time to complete, but we will work as efficiently as possible to do our work in a timely manner. This marks the first time the State Auditor's Office has conducted an audit of the village of Leslie. The audit officially commenced with an entrance meeting with village officials on Wednesday, March 6th. Residents were required to gather 23 signatures to initiate the audit and submitted 34 signatures that were verified by the Franklin County Clerk. Individuals may provide confidential information for consideration during the audit of the village of Leslie to the state auditor's whistleblower hotline at 800-347-8597, by email at moaudit@auditor.mo.gov, or by visiting auditor.mo.gov/hotline. The city of Herman holding a vigil in memory of Detective Sergeant Mason Griffith and in honor of Police Officer Adam Sullivan on Tuesday, March 12th at the Herman Riverfront Park. The vigil will be led by Herman Police Department Chief Marlon Walker. Words of faith and encouragement will be shared. Candles will be provided. However, everyone is encouraged to bring their own battery-operated candles or lanterns, or download the Candle app to your phone. The Riverfront Park will be closed at 5 p.m. to vehicle traffic. Handicap parking will be provided through 6 p.m. The gathering will be held at the Park Pavilion at 7 p.m. Limited seating is available. Lawn chairs and blankets are welcome. Everyone is welcome to attend. A Facebook Live event will also be shown on the City of Herman's Facebook page. If there's inclement weather, the vigil will be moved to the Upper City Park. Everyone is encouraged to show support by hanging blue line flags, ribbons, and displaying luminaries and blue lights. Officer Adam Sullivan, who is now 32, sustained injuries and has been in recovery since the shooting. Sullivan has been with the Herman Police Department since December of 2022. Prior to coming to Herman, he was an officer with the New Haven Police Department, where he served for 5 years. He's an integral member of the Herman Police Department and the Herman community. A memorial and recovery fund is still in place with People's Savings Bank in Herman. The Missouri Department of Conservation, partnering with the Owensville Parks and Recreation Department to host a hunter education skills session Thursday, March 28th from 5:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at Memorial Park Pavilion No. 1, located at 804 McCann Drive. Registration is required. Space is limited. It is important that all participants complete the knowledge portion prior to coming to the skills session. The manual for the knowledge portion can be picked up at the City Hall lobby in Owensville, located at 107 West Sears Drive, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. In the skills session, participants will complete hands-on practice and the examination. If you'd like more information or to register, please visit the Missouri Department of Conservation's website. The Jacks Fork Campground in Eminence is hosting a benefit for the Eminence Area Volunteer Fire Department. It will be from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. on April 6th. They'll have music, a cornhole tournament, silent auction, 50-50 drawing, dunk booth, cakewalk, pie in the face, snow cones, cotton candy, popcorn, $15 daily admission kids zone, bounce house, games with prizes, much, much more. Again, that's coming up on April 6th, 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. at the Jacks Fork Campground in Eminence. Daylight savings time starts on Sunday at 2 a.m. At that time, people will need to adjust their clocks forward 1 hour. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, a bipartisan bill being held up in the committee that would enable states to permanently switch to daylight savings time. If passed, the switch could take effect in more than 24 states. Currently, nearly a dozen states have legislation in the works to switch to year-round standard time. The official start of spring is March 19th. That is a look at your local news on a Thursday. I'm Sam Scott.
Spring into green with Seidenberger Nobe Partners. Accelerate your productivity with one of our John Deere compact tractors. Right now, take advantage of 0% financing for 84 months with zero down, featuring payments as low as $210 a month. From landscapes to farming, these compact tractors can handle a variety of tasks. Seidenberger Nobe, your partner for the land. snpartners.com.
Offer valid through 4/26/2024. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
If your saving for retirement strategy involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," we need to talk. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Donnie Greenwald. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Stop by our office at number 10 First Community Plaza in Sullivan. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
In recent funeral notices, Barbara Ann Kennedy, née Todd of Columbia, passed away Saturday, March 2nd at the age of 76. Funeral mass will be held at 11 o'clock this morning at St. Clair Catholic Church in St. Clair. Burial will be in the Anaconda Cemetery. Nellie Ann Davis, née Bailey of St. Clair, passed away Sunday, March 3rd at the age of 96. Funeral services will be held Friday at 10 a.m. at First Baptist Church in St. Clair. Burial will be in the Midlawn Memorial Garden in Union. Visitation will be from 4 until 8 p.m. this evening at the Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair. Then again after 9 a.m. on Friday at First Baptist Church of St. Clair. Memorials may be made to First Baptist Church of St. Clair in the name of Nellie Ann Davis. Opal Erlene Gilliam Mincher of Steelville passed away Monday, March 4th at the age of 89. Funeral services will be held Friday at 10 a.m. at the Britton Bennett Funeral Home in Steelville. Interment will be in the Skaggs Cemetery in Berryman. Visitation will be from 5 until 7 p.m. this evening at the Britton Bennett Funeral Home in Steelville. Former Washington County Sheriff Ron Skiles of Potosi passed away Sunday, March 3rd at the age of 81. Funeral services will be held Friday at 1 p.m. at the Moore Funeral Home in Potosi. Burial will be in the Redbud Memorial Gardens in Potosi. Visitation will be held from 2 until 8 p.m. this evening, and then again from 9 a.m. until the time of services at the Moore Funeral Home in Potosi. Mary Ann Blasky of Owensville passed away Saturday, March 2nd at the age of 97. A mass of Christian burial will be held Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church in Owensville. Burial will be in the church cemetery. Visitation will be from 8:30 until 10:30 a.m. Saturday at the Gottenstreeter Chapel in Owensville. David Allen Dave Cahill of Steelville passed away Monday, March 4th at the age of 62. Funeral services will be held Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Assembly of God Church in Steelville. Burial will be in the Martin Trask Cemetery in Cherryville. Visitation will be from 6 until 8 p.m. on Friday at the Hudson Funeral Home in Steelville. Betty Jane Worley, née Pinnell of Steelville, passed away Monday, March 4th at the age of 96. Visitation will be from noon until 2 p.m. Saturday at the Hudson Funeral Home in Steelville. The funeral service will immediately follow at 2 p.m. Burial will be in the Liberty Cemetery in Steelville. Memorials may be given to Center Point Baptist Church in the name of Betty Worley. Lee Armstead of Sullivan passed away Wednesday, March 6th at the age of 81. Funeral services will be held Monday at 1 p.m. at the Eaton Funeral Home in Sullivan. Burial will be in the Stanton Cemetery in Stanton. Visitation will be from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Monday at the funeral home prior to the service. Memorial contributions in Lee's memory may be given to Halo for Animals. The complete funeral announcements with all the survivors will air with our 8 o'clock expanded edition of KTUI News this morning.
Do you have a guy? Like your dad or grandpa had a guy. Something broke around the house you couldn't fix, Gramps would say, "Call my guy." He probably drove an old blue pickup, big tool chest in the back, decades of calluses on strong hands, name on his shirt like Don or Ed or Buddy. He just always seemed to know the best way to fix any problem. That's why Grandpa trusted him. There's not many of those guys around today, and no wonder. Between taxes and technology, insurance and licensing, it's hard to be that guy and be competitive. Well, that's why this company started. We love what we do, and we still want to be that guy. Independent technicians, generations of combined experience, all joined together as one powerful team. Strength in numbers, you know? If you're ever stuck with a broken furnace or air conditioner, now you've got a guy.
We're Level 9 Heating and Cooling.
Level9HVAC.com.
For the KTUI WeatherBug Weather Center, for this morning, clouds and a couple of showers and a few thunderstorms this afternoon. The high temperature near 60. Clouds and rain tonight. We'll have a thunderstorm in spots as well, the low 52. Friday, cloudy, widespread showers, isolated thunderstorms, the high temperature 64. Leftover shower to start the day Saturday, mostly sunny and breezy for the afternoon, the high temperature 48. Sunny skies Sunday, high 56. For KTUI, I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi.
Thank you, Jim. It's coming up on 25 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock, and it is 46 degrees here at the studios of KTUI, 45 out at Sullivan Regional Airport. And coming up this morning at 8:30, I'll be talking with Keisha Philpott. She's an alderperson in the city of Sullivan, also the manager of the library here in town. And then Shelley Tolliver is the principal over at St. Anthony Catholic School. She'll be my guest at 9:10. And then live from the White Mule Winery at 10:05 this morning. Happy birthday to Zach Mueller, Piper McCullough, Terry Sappington, and Mary Beth Stack. All right, Bobby D's got some sports coming up for you. And that'll come up right after you hear this from the folks at Sullivan Bank.
Earn 5.51 annual percentage yield on a 7-month CD at Sullivan Bank. Use our CD calculator on sullivanbank.com and see how much you could earn. Experience great rates and a step up in service. We are waiting to greet you with a smile. Annual percentage yield of 5.51 APY is accurate as of December 26, 2023. $1,000 minimum balance required to earn stated APY. Penalty may be imposed for early withdrawal, which will reduce earnings on the account. Interest compounded and credited quarterly. Rate subject to change at any time. Available at all locations.
Looking at sports on this Thursday, the Cardinals actually had the day off in spring training yesterday. No baseball played. They will be back in action today against the Houston Astros. No broadcast of that game. It'll be streaming only with the start at 11:55. Our next broadcast will be coming up on Friday. It'll be an evening game as they'll be on the road to take on the Washington Nationals with a 4:55 broadcast start on Friday. Then we'll have games over the weekend. The Blues are back in action tonight as they continue their road trip, trying to bounce back from a loss at the Islanders on Tuesday. They'll be taking on the New Jersey Devils tonight. Pre-game comes your way at 5:30 with the puck drop at 6:10 on 102.1 FM. College sports from yesterday. Missouri women's basketball fell to Florida 66-60 in the opening round of the Southeastern Conference Tournament down at the Bon Secours Wellness Arena in Greenville, South Carolina. Sophomore guard Ashton Judd led the Tigers with 17 points. Missouri ends their season with a record of 11-19. In baseball, St. Charles Community College swept a doubleheader at Mineral Area on Wednesday, rallying late for a 9-6 win in Game 1 and then rolling to a 13-1 win in Game 2. In college softball, number 12 Missouri softball defeating Kansas City 3-0 Wednesday afternoon at the Kansas City Royals Urban Youth Academy fields. The 18-2 start this season is the best for Missouri since the Tigers opened the 2013 campaign at 22-2 on their way to a 38-14 finish. Lindenwood softball split their non-conference doubleheader on Wednesday against Evansville, winning the first game 5-3, losing the second one 2-1. The Lions ended their winning streak at 7 games in that second game loss. Hannah Johanning from Sullivan came in as a defensive replacement in the second game and went 0-1 at the plate. Jefferson College got a home doubleheader sweep over Crowder College on Wednesday, 1-0 and 14-6. College schedule for today in women's basketball. St. Louis University will take on George Washington in the A-10 tournament at 4 o'clock today. Missouri State women will end up the regular season this week as they'll go to Illinois Chicago at 7 o'clock tonight. In the GLVC postseason tournament, top seed Lewis will take on number 8 UMSL, and that'll be a 12 noon start today. In men's basketball, the Ohio Valley Conference Tournament being held in St. Louis. It's number 9 seed Missouri State against number 8 Murray State, and that'll be a noon start. In baseball, Three Rivers Community College at St. Louis Community College for a doubleheader at noon. Crowder College at State Fair for a doubleheader at 1. Softball today, East Central hosting Jefferson for a doubleheader at 1 o'clock. Fontbonne will take on DeSales College down in Leesburg, Florida in the spring games at 9 today, and then they'll play Gordon University at 11:15. Lewis and Clark will be at St. Charles Community College at 2 for a doubleheader, and Hawkeye Community College at State Fair at 1 o'clock. There's a very light local schedule from last night. A couple of middle school volleyball scores to pass along. Sullivan taking down Bourbon 2-0 in 7th grade, 2-1 in 8th grade. It was Washington splitting with Pacific as Pacific took the 7th grade matchup 2-0. And Washington came out on top in the 8th grade 2-0. Only local teams still alive in the state basketball playoffs. Ellensville Dutch girls be traveling to Aurora on Friday night, and there'll be a 6 o'clock start. A win there puts them in the Final Four for the state coming up next weekend. Middle school girls volleyball on schedule for tonight. Viburnum will be at Bland at 5 o'clock. 5:30 starts for Dixon at Cuba, Washington at New Haven, Union at Pacific, St. Clair at Owensville, and St. James at Steelville. The Bourbon and Cuba game that was scheduled earlier in the week has been rescheduled for Friday at 5:30. Coming up this weekend, there'll be several tournaments. Owensville hosting an 8th grade tournament, to Washington a 7th grade tournament, Bourbon hosting a 7th grade tournament on Saturday. Spring sports get underway in the coming days. There'll be some baseball and soccer jamborees coming up over the weekend. Regular season matchups will start on Friday the 15th with the Four Rivers Conference Baseball Tournament, with games being played at St. Clair and Sullivan. We'll have golf getting underway. There'll be some track action, girls soccer. It's all coming up next week officially, with some jamborees between now and then around the area. Attention all youth football players. There will be a 7-on-7 youth flag football tournament coming up this spring for those players at incoming 1st through 8th grade. Cost is $30 per player, which includes a team shirt. There'll be team selection at random with multiple age group divisions, and they'll be from 6 until 8 p.m. at Sullivan High School football field. The important dates to remember will be April 24th. You'll find out the team and meet the coaches. There'll be a practice with the team and get team jerseys. April 25th will be a round-robin pool play, and April 26th will be the championship games. Be an April 1st deadline to register and pay. Go to sullivaneagles.revtrack.net/high-school/#list. Again, that's sullivaneagles.revtrack, REVTRAK.net/high-school/#list to get signed up, and then they'll take care of things later on in April. Sports on the air. We have Blues hockey tonight as they continue their road trip in New Jersey against the Devils. Pregame comes your way at 5:30 with puck drop at 6:10. You'll hear it on 102.1 KTUI FM. That is your look at sports on this Thursday. Have a great day, everybody. This is Bobby D.
Hi, this is Nick from Schmidt Auto Center. As everything in the world has become more expensive, you can count on us to get you the very best value possible for your hard-earned dollar. Whether that's for a pre-owned vehicle or to get the one that you have repaired, we're here for you. Call Schmidt Auto Center at 573-468-2233. Come by and see us at 750 South Service Road, or check our inventory at schmidtautocenter.com. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Nicholas. And it is 27 minutes in front of 8 o'clock. I'm Sam Scott. Glad to have you along. Mike Bittner is with me here this morning. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning,
You're
Sam.
here somewhere.
Yeah, there
you are. Found you on YouTube there.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, well, so Keisha's going to be in.
Yeah, 8:30.
About an hour from now.
Fill you in with all the news that is the news.
Sure. And then Shelley Tolliver.
Yeah.
And she's the principal at St. Anthony. And then live from the White Mule Winery this morning at 10:05. And folks that have birthdays today, Zach Mueller's 32 today. Piper McCullough is 12, I think.
I think that's right. Yeah, 12. I was trying to think that.
Terry Sappington and Mary Beth Stack both have birthdays
Mary
today.
Beth had a birthday too, huh?
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday to all those folks.
Yeah. Boy,
it's dark.
It is dark out there.
Look at the wind blowing out of the
know.
north. Holy cow.
Yep, flag standing, whipping around, but pretty well standing straight out there.
Is it 7 o'clock or 7:30 or is it like 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
Evening.
So, I came in this morning, the main computer that I use.
Yeah, I decided it didn't want to work anymore.
Did.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
I didn't do it.
So I was running around, I have other computers.
Sure.
But, yeah, like I did all my recording in the production room this morning instead of where I normally do.
Which is why we have that room, basically.
Yes. And it has the same software on it
Yeah.
that I use to, in here.
Right.
To record. Just everything's in a different place, the microphone.
It's amazing how much creatures of habit we are.
Yeah. So, I don't know. So, I had an older computer that I put in there, and I'm trying to get it back to,
If anybody can do it, you can.
Yeah, but it'll take me a while.
Yeah, well.
Let's see. I guess you saw Nikki Haley dropped out yesterday.
Yeah, I saw Nikki dropped out. Yeah, she said, I've had enough of this. This is ridiculous. So she's done.
It took her a while.
Yeah. Well, she said from the beginning she was going to hang on till Super Tuesday and see how Super Tuesday turned out.
I know, but still.
I mean, she knew how Super Tuesday was going to turn out, but, she hung around anyway.
And she spent an insane amount of money.
Oh, I know, yeah.
And a lot of it, supposedly, depending on which way you say it.
Yeah, we talked about that one time.
Supposedly, she was being backed by a lot of Democratic donors because they would have preferred her to run against Biden then. Plus, they were picking up, because she was criticizing Trump, they were picking up a lot of good sound bites.
Right. She was good for press.
Yes, for the Democratic side.
Press,
yeah. So anyway, she's out. So in case anybody doesn't know, you may want to sit down. It looks like it's going to be Trump and Biden.
Really?
Yes.
You think so? You think?
That's what I said. You need to sit down.
Yeah, kind of a surprise to everybody.
Unless Biden steps out of the way, which
there's rumors to that effect.
There's rumors,
I mean,
but I think their front runner, Michelle Obama, said she was not going to run. No, I mean,
I know.
She said she wasn't going to run. So they've been trying to talk her into it, So
yeah, I mean, it's unsubstantiated. I mean, but that's the rumors that are out.
But supposedly, she has that she said, and I can't remember how she said it, but she has a mental health problem because of Trump. Depression or something.
Really?
Like that. Yeah, I can't remember how she's.
Sorry for that.
Well, but I mean,
some other people have also mental health problems from someone else.
Well.
Yeah, but we'll leave that alone. It doesn't need to be said. You can fill in the blank, whoever you think it might be.
Mine goes all the way back to Clinton.
Yeah, I go back farther than that.
Well, yeah. Well.
Good point.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, House Speaker Mike Johnson, the Republican from Louisiana,
catching a lot of heat, isn't he?
has invited Mia Shem, a young Israeli woman who was held hostage by Hamas, to President Joe Biden's State of the Union address this evening. During the October 7th Hamas massacre of more than 1,200 Israelis, Shem was shot in the arm as she was seized from the Supernova Music Festival. Her family said she developed epilepsy as a result of being held until November 30th, 54 days after she was seized. Fox News is saying President Biden faces two opponents heading into the election. Former President Trump is the presumptive Republican nominee, and then Mr. Biden must square off against Democrats who are despondent at the president's performance, anemic poll numbers, and they're driving loyal Democrats away from President Biden. So when you go to the polls, and I mean, I can see this as a dilemma. There are people who do not like Trump.
Absolutely.
So, but does that mean that, so if Trump and Biden are the only two, I don't know, maybe there's somebody, a libertarian or the Green Party, independent, something like that. But so if you vote for somebody other than the Republican or the Democrat, you're not what's his name? RFK Jr.
Yep.
He's running as an independent, I guess.
Correct. Yes.
And
he hasn't got a lot of traction right now.
No, he doesn't. But there's a lot of people that like him. They think him to be more centrist than either of the other two.
Right.
But the thing is, I mean, you have to admit, there's a lot of people who do not like Trump.
Yep.
There are a lot of people that do not like Biden.
Correct.
But if they're Democrats,
they're going to vote for Biden.
Well, are they? Or are they going to vote for Kennedy?
Well, that's interesting, because normally when you have a split ticket like that, where you have independents out there, the ones that vote for the independents are normally Republican, from the Republican side. And it hurts the Republican person.
So the thing is
i.e. Ross Perot.
I feel like if you are, if you are somebody who's not happy with the front runners, and say you don't vote for Biden, say you vote for Kennedy.
Right.
To me, that's at least a half a vote for Trump.
Sure. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And if you vote for Kennedy over Trump, that's at least half a vote for Biden. At least.
It's going to be interesting.
It is going to be an interesting.
I know what the polls and all, they're showing all the maps of the United States, and they're showing all the red that's going to be on there. It's going to be a runaway landslide.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of that.
So I do not hate Trump.
I don't either. You and I've stated on these airwaves.
But there are things that he does and says that I'm not fond of. However, when he was president, I felt more comfortable, well, you and I were both
from a defensive standpoint.
We were both former military.
Yep.
We are concerned about the defense of this nation.
Absolutely.
I think you don't have to be former military to be concerned about the defense.
Absolutely.
But I just mean, that's one of the things that
we look at
attracts us to a candidate or whatever. I felt more safe. I felt like this guy, and I think, and maybe it's what's the word they use now, hubris or maybe I don't know. But we want to be. I mean, there are people. I know people who do not want us to be the cowboy or the sheriff of the world.
Right. The police department of the world. No,
they don't want us to be. But I think I feel like if not us, then who?
Well,
and if it's not us, are we going to be content with whoever takes up that mantle? The Chinese, the Russians, So the thing is.
The entire Arab nations?
Yes. Yeah. So if we're not that country...
Somebody's going to.
Somewhere along the line in our short history, because, we're only 200
years old,
so I just mean, we got that reputation to not mess with us.
I think...
And now people are messing with us.
Well,
I feel like...
I'm afraid... I don't really know how to say this, but I feel as though we have lost credibility throughout the world.
Well, and then the other thing is, the border crisis. Up until not even a month ago, Biden was like,
one.
well, no, but I mean, exactly. Biden was turning a blind eye to the border, and now all of a sudden, it's the Republicans. They won't give me the power to shut down the border.
Yeah.
Bull, you've always had the power. And he knows.
One of the first things he did
was undo.
Was open it back up again.
And if you can undo, you can redo.
That's it.
Any sane person, wouldn't have done it to begin with.
No.
But once they did do it, the next day they probably should have, maybe I better put that back up.
Well, I mean, the plans were in place.
I know.
To where it could be right now and where it is.
So the thing is not that people are immigrating to this country. We've always welcomed immigrants.
Done the right way.
The problem is we have no idea who they are now.
Where they come from. I mean, they use the word vetted.
People, people want them to be able to vote, and because they think they'll vote Democratic. And I'll tell you what, there's probably a lot of them that would not.
No.
But anyway,
I got my. Actually, I go back. My great grandparents. No, great.
You're an immigrant?
They came to this country from Germany.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And they did it the right way. And they actually have Yeah, I actually have the copy of the citizenship papers.
Well, it's a good thing.
That,
'cause
yeah,
I was
otherwise
gonna
that'd be
turn-
illegal.
I was going to turn you in.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's great. You know, there's been immigrants coming to this country forever and ever and ever. But they've all done it the proper way.
Well, and, you know, they've, I think they've determined now that even the, you know, the Native Americans were not necessarily native to this. You know,
No.
they were maybe the first people, but.
Yeah, I'm hearing now that Vikings
and
a long time before.
So I've been watching these things. Apparently, they think the Aztecs may have come down through. You know,
That's how they
all the
ended up in
mounds
Mexico,
where all
yeah.
the mounds are. They came down through. You know, and ended up in Mexico and
Yep.
stuff. So anyway,
They came from, you know,
I like to watch those things.
I do too.
I don't
I
know.
do too.
I'm not smart enough to figure out.
I absolutely am not smart enough. I don't know if I even want to be.
So back to the thing though, is, you know, Trump, Biden, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I don't know. I think those are probably going
That's
to be
your three.
your choices,
Yeah.
unless Biden steps out for some reason. And I
like
know there
like
are
I said, there's
there
no-
are people that are trying to get him to
Yeah.
step out.
Who they're
I
trying
don't
to replace
know.
him with has not been released
There are
at all.
probably people trying to get Trump to step out,
yeah.
but
That's not gonna
he is.
happen. No, that's
No.
you're wasting your time.
And I think you're wasting your time with Biden too. I think he's got it set in his mind.
I don't know how.
I don't know how the party can remove him.
I don't. They can't. They can't.
Well, I think they probably could with a concerted
Well, yeah,
effort.
But what I'm saying though is, you know.
No, I agree with you. Nikki Haley was the first major candidate to challenge Trump for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination. Yesterday, she became the last one to stand down. Former South Carolina governor said she was suspending her campaign after losing all but two of this year's nominating contests, further clearing the path for the former president to be the GOP standard bearer for the third consecutive presidential election.
Yeah, I think she won New Hampshire. And what was the other one? There's another one up there.
She didn't endorse Trump, though.
No, I know. Yeah, she didn't. No, she's not going to.
No.
What would really be scary is if she endorsed. But you know who she might actually endorse? Kennedy.
You think?
She might. She might just endorse because she's not going to endorse Biden.
Internal files from the World Professional Association for Transgender Health, which purports to be a medical association that develops standards for transgender treatment, show members engaging in fly-by-night experimental treatments, contradicting the public line that its recommendations are governed by evidence and science. The research group Environmental Progress analyzed hundreds of pages of internal posts and videos after they were obtained by its founder, journalist Michael Schellenberger, concluded that the nominally scientific group was nothing more than an unethical activist group that existed to give cover to doctors who didn't want to be sued by allowing them to say they were just following experts' standards. So yesterday,
December 7th.
No, Dr. Dahlia.
Yeah.
She's on, I guess, from 11 to noon. Anyway, or was it the other one? I can't remember. But anyway, I heard her talking about, and she's a doctor, and she was talking about people, transgender people who wanted to do the medical procedure. And she was talking. She said not all of them want to.
Sure.
They want to identify as a female, but don't cut on me.
Yep.
And or identify as a male, but don't add anything to me or whatever.
Don't take anything away.
Right. And so she said there are those people, and then there are the ones that want. And she said the thing is, and she was kind of talking sort of like that, was she said there needs to be people who have had the surgery, doctors and people who have had the surgeries, that they need to basically study them, but they need to come forward and say, how they're, how they feel. She said the thing is I can't remember what she had, some kind of I think it was an ovarian cancer or something that she was talking about, and she said I got operated on. She goes, I am not the same, and she goes, that's a far cry from gender transformation surgery and stuff. She goes, I think she said, they went in through her navel or something, and so they she goes, then later, because they did that and they punctured that area, then she got a hernia. So then she had to have the mesh. She didn't do well with the mesh. She goes, I'm a doctor. I'm just telling you that there needs to be people out there, that tell you how they dealt with this transition.
Is what really happened.
And she goes, then let people decide, whether they want to go through with that or not. And she said, people will, but some people may be dissuaded.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Once you do.
Oh yeah.
You do.
There's no going back.
That's it. That's.
Right. What do you got over there?
I don't understand this one much.
Okay.
This is Cliff Week.
Cliff Week?
Cliff Week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cliff Huxtable, Cliff, jump off a cliff.
Pretty close, yeah.
Okay.
According to
Cliff
data.
Bar?
Yeah, Cliff Bar, that's it. According to data, you know how data goes.
Yes. He was the guy on the Enterprise.
Yeah, that's right.
Android.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Early March is the beginning of the end for most New Year's fitness resolutions. Well, now, why? We don't do that.
No, we don't make
Why
those
would we want to waste our time? There's no point in it. About 9 weeks into their fitness journey, check-in data shows that new gym members who joined, of course, right at the first of the year,
yes,
work out 50% less than they did 9 weeks prior. So this is the so-called fitness cliff. This week starts the fitness cliff where you're falling off the cliff.
Oh, I see.
Because you're not doing.
Okay.
You're saying, well, I've had about enough of this fitness stuff. This is entirely too hard. Well, don't start it to begin with.
So
there's a lot of doctors out there that are screaming at us right now, but.
So I'm over 2 months ahead of those guys.
Oh, me too. Yeah. Actually, what is today? March the 7th. Yeah, we're well over 2 months.
Oh yeah.
Last time I worked out in earnest was when I was in service and I was forced to.
Oh. Well, see, you should join the Air Force.
That's true. I would have had to.
Well, basic training.
Oh, yeah.
Then once a year after that.
Yeah, we got good PFT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You run, what was it, run a mile and a half? And then
we had to run 3 miles.
You had to cross I don't remember. You had to run a mile and a half in like 14 minutes. And then it went up with your age.
Well, yeah.
I think by the time you got to be a chief master sergeant, you had to run it in like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Mile and a half.
Sometime by next morning you had to be done.
And you had a airman pushing your wheelchair or whatever. But
yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I don't know, but yeah. And then when you cross the finish line and they click the stopwatch and you fall down, they give you oxygen. And he's good. Send him out.
Send him out. Yeah. Right along the same lines. Mm-hmm. There's another study, and you love studies, that found the key to keeping pounds off.
Yes.
Is to weigh yourself daily.
So I've heard people.
I know
a couple people who actually they lost weight.
Yeah,
and then so to keep it off, they weigh themselves every day.
Yeah.
And if they if they pick up 3 pounds, then they adjust their diet for the next few days until they get that 3 pounds off or whatever.
See, what I would probably do is I would get up, I'd go eat my big breakfast, or I would weigh and then go eat my big breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
sure, yeah.
So I'm looking good then, But just weighing every day,
I finally, I
lost. My scale lies.
I lost about 60 some pounds.
You've lost a lot of weight.
Well, but then I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah.
But I got down to the point where I have one of those digital scales, and
it doesn't say one at a time or something like that.
Well,
anymore.
I got it down to where it doesn't say that anymore. Just one at a time.
Yeah, mine lies. My scale lies.
Yeah.
All the time.
So, and I didn't really diet. I just cut back on my portions.
I was going to say, you and I, we eat a lot together.
I know.
And I
quit
tell.
going. Yeah, I quit going back for seconds and things like that.
Well, unless you eat pancakes at a local restaurant.
Well, I didn't go back for seconds there.
I shouldn't even finish the first one. So there's no way. I don't know. Human being that could have.
Oh my gosh, those were huge pancakes. Let's see. 7 minutes away from 8 o'clock. This is name tag day.
No, I forgot mine. I don't know who I am. I'm Under Armour.
Oh, I'm KTUI.
KTUI, yeah.
This is National Be Heard Day.
Well, we've heard, but nobody listens, so go ahead.
Well. Is there anybody listening? There's 14
we've got
people,
14 people
on online. I
Yeah.
don't know how many are listening on the radio.
Yeah.
We need one of those things for the radio. Tell how
Yeah,
many
we do.
people
How many's
are
on there?
Yeah. And then the other thing, just the audio only, but the 14 are on YouTube.
Well, yeah, watching YouTube, yeah.
Then we have audio. Let's see. And I could look at that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice to see, wouldn't it?
But my computer crashed.
Yeah, so it won't tell you now.
Let's see. This is National Cereal Day.
I eat cereal a lot.
Yeah, I like lots of cereals.
I do
but,
too.
For a long time, I've been on the what is it?
Frosted shredded mini
shredded. Yeah, spoon size.
Yeah,
spoon size.
Yeah, I eat that a lot too.
Yeah, I like that. This is National, and I don't know that I've ever had this. I don't know that I haven't, but National Crown Roast of Pork Day. Do you know what the crown?
I have no idea what a crown roast of pork is.
You're a grocery store guy.
Not a meat guy.
You're not. You weren't a meat guy.
No, you got to talk to Rich about meat stuff.
Speaking of, this is National Flapjack Day.
There you go. So you're talking about pancakes. Talk about it right up.
National Hospitalist Day. It seems like I talked to one of those.
I saw one. Talked to one yesterday.
Did you?
Yep.
Plant Power Day.
Plant Power Day. Now I don't know if that's which plant they're referring to, like one that's in the ground or one you work at.
I think they mean the kind that grow out of the ground.
Okay.
And
the power of plants.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I saw a map. I think it was yesterday that showed the amount of virgin forests in the 1600s or something, and the amount in the United States, and the amount now.
Not much.
No, but the thing is they make it sound like there are no trees, and from what I read, there are more trees in the United States now, than there ever have been, and so I always, when people quote statistics to me, I'm always like, the old thing that. Figures lie and liars figure.
Yep.
So, are they telling you the whole truth? Or
every time somebody cuts down trees, they harvest trees, they replant.
Well,
it's the same thing with oil.
Yeah, the lumber companies, the paper companies, and stuff like that, because it's a crop for them, and if they don't do it, then one of these days
they're
they won't
run out.
That's right. So I don't know. You got anything else exciting to?
No, there's important things everybody has in their homes.
Okay.
Now, if your home catches on fire,
yes,
you're going to try and grab those things.
Okay.
Okay. Well, now here's a couple that were in Germany.
I'm probably going to tell my wife to grab them.
Two people were injured.
I'll be waiting for you in the yard.
There you go. Yeah. 2 people were injured in Germany after they tried to save a prized possession before leaving their burning apartment. When firefighters entered the apartment, a man and a woman were disconnecting their TV and game system.
Well, yeah.
In an attempt to take it out with them. The room had already filled with thick smoke, so firefighters told them to leave the electronics and get out. And the two were both treated for smoke inhalation. So, I understand, but there runs a time when it's just not worth it.
So you'll be excited to know that the House has passed a $460 billion spending package to avert the government shutdown.
I heard that. Yeah, that's important to know.
Yeah.
Probably don't want to know what's in it, though.
Well, the thing is if there's a government shutdown, then they put up those barriers around the
Well, I don't
things.
get paid either.
No, I know, but they put up the barriers around the things in Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
It was like,
shut it down.
Why?
Yeah.
Why did they drag those barriers out and put them down? Oh, come on. I still can't figure that one out. All right. A series of recent high-profile crimes in the New York City subway system has prompted Governor Kathy Hochul on Wednesday to send National Guard members into the sprawling underground network. Hochul is ordering a force of nearly 1,000 people comprised of 750 National Guard members, state police, and MTA officers to conduct bag checks at some of the busiest stations. The effort, she says, is aimed to, quote, rid our subways of people who commit crimes and to protect all New Yorkers, whether you're a commuter or a transit worker. The Associated Press is saying the move came as part of a larger effort from the governor's office to address crime in the subway, which included a legislative proposal to ban people from trains for 3 years if they're convicted of assaulting a subway passenger, and the installation of cameras in conductor cabins to protect transit workers.
Well, I thought they already check bags and stuff there. I guess they don't.
I have no idea. I've never ridden.
I've never been to New York, so.
I have once.
Never been there.
I never left the airport.
Never. Yeah, that's right. I don't really have a desire to go.
When we were landing, it's so much different. All the waterways and things like that.
Could you see the Statue of Liberty when you were?
I looked. I could not. I didn't know. It may have been on the other side. Right. I don't really know. But some of the stuff, I did recognize some of the, the landmarks, bridges and things like that. And I don't know. I kind of would like to go, but I kind of want a guide. I want somebody that knows.
Take you along.
Yeah. So that'd be
where not to go and where to go.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand.
But it was kind of cool. But I was at LaGuardia, and we couldn't leave the airport. Otherwise, we would have had to
go back to security again.
Zach Mueller, Piper McCullough, Terry Sappington, and Mary Beth Stack all have birthdays today. It's coming up on 8 o'clock. We're broadcasting live from the Sullivan Bank Studios. It's, it was 46 degrees. I haven't been paying any attention. But it's time for the expanded edition of KTUI News. Stay tuned.
USA News, I'm Ryan Daniels. U.S. beef prices may be impacted a bit as it's being reported thousands of head of cattle have been lost in the wildfire that's burned up the Texas Panhandle. Certainly, Texas industry executives say the region's cattle business is devastated. At least 2 human lives have been lost as well in the fire. Texas Governor Greg Abbott toured the burn zone.
These families have truly lost absolutely every tangible thing of value in their lives.
The governor put out an urgent call for hay. Cattle that survived, he says, are starving. In vitro fertilization is being protected under Alabama state law. Governor Kay Ivey signed the measure into law on Wednesday. The bill will provide civil and criminal immunity for the death or damage to an embryo to any individual or entity providing or receiving in vitro fertilization. It runs against an earlier state court ruling against IVF. President Biden delivers the annual State of the Union address before a joint session of Congress Thursday night. He'll tout the administration's bipartisan work on things like infrastructure and gun law. Biden will also discuss the ways his administration is making wealthy Americans pay their fair share of the tax burden. A preview of the speech also showed the president will focus on other areas of broader agreement, like helping veterans and fighting cancer. Biden's address is set to begin around 9 p.m. Eastern Time. An interest rate cut is considered likely this year by the Fed. However, Fed Chair Jerome Powell still cannot say precisely when that will be.
The economic outlook is uncertain, and ongoing progress toward our 2% objective for inflation is not assured.
Powell speaking to members of Congress on Capitol Hill Wednesday. I'm Ryan Daniels, USA News.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
Well, it looks like your luggage is over 50 pounds. Is there anything you can take out?
Oh, yeah. Let me just toss all these $20 bills.
Great. Let me grab you a trash can.
Stop. Instead of throwing money away, move some clothes into a carry-on. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
Houthi rebel pirate attacks in the Red Sea have claimed the lives of at least 3 commercial crew members while injuring several others this week. The Houthis reportedly launched airstrikes Wednesday
targeting a cargo ship with multinational crew aboard. Along with the 3 who were killed, 4 others were wounded, including 3 who were in critical condition after the attack. The TSA is testing a new self-service screening technology. This will be at Reed International Airport in Las Vegas. The setup reduces the number of TSA agents at security checkpoints and streamlines operations. Passengers interact with a virtual agent for assistance while officers remotely monitor X-ray machines. Automated conveyors handle luggage requiring further screening. Although the technology officially launches March 11th, officials caution it's still in the testing phase and not yet ready for nationwide passenger use. Delta Airlines is increasing its checked bag fee. The airline announced the fee for a first and second checked bag will go up by $5 for most domestic and short international flights. It'll cost travelers $35 for the first checked bag and $45 for the second. Anyone flying first class or with status perks can get complimentary bags still. And President Biden delivers his State of the Union address from Capitol Hill. It'll air at 9 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. I'm Ryan Daniels, USA News.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Deutsch, and if you or your business owe money to the IRS, I've got great news for you. Tax laws have changed. Billions of dollars are earmarked for IRS Fresh Start programs, and if you qualify, you can literally save tens of thousands of dollars. Listen, I know what you're going through. Call me if you want to speak with a tax attorney or tax professional for free.
800-284-9275. That's 800-284-9275.
You deserve extraordinary care close to home. From primary care to advanced specialties right here in Sullivan. And access to all that BJC Healthcare has to offer. We're here to provide the care you need. Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital and BJC Healthcare. Care that is comprehensive, coordinated, and completely about you. Learn more at MissouriBaptistSullivan.org.
With News on MissouriNet, I'm Marshall Griffin. Missouri Congressman Emanuel Cleaver has filed a bill that would withhold pay for members of Congress for each month a mass shooting happens in the U.S. Under his bill, 1 month's pay for each member would be held in an account until the final day of the current Congress. A Republican lawmaker from St. Louis County wants to prevent Missouri's private and public medical schools from being able to provide abortion-specific training. If the proposal from State Rep. Justin Sparks becomes law, the institution would be required to pay penalties.
OBGYN programs across the country already provide this training and provide it to an extreme level of proficiency, meaning there is no need for an abortion fellowship for us to have our prospective doctors, our doctors in training, to go perform elective abortions and terminating human life.
And 4 corrections officers at Jefferson City Correctional Center have been fired after an inmate death. You can find news online anytime at MissouriNet.com. This is MissouriNet.
Native American children. Many live in poverty and face some very tough days. But they also have great days. And the days they love most, they happen here at St. Joseph's Indian School.
I love learning with my friends, playing music.
Lunchtime!
Math. And speaking of math, here are some awesome numbers.
96% of St. Joseph's Indian School students graduate high school. That's 10% higher than the national average. For almost 100 years, St. Joe's has been giving Native American children days they love and educating them for life. Learn more at stjo.org today.
New Testament Baptist Church in Sullivan is starting a new addiction recovery ministry called Life Issues. It's a biblical approach to the 12 steps, bringing scriptural principles into personal focus and making them come alive for transformational living. Whether you struggle with addictions, food, depression, anxiety, or relationships, you'll be encouraged to see how others have found a new way of life with hope for the future through this program. Life Issues will meet weekly on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. at New Testament Baptist Church. You're not alone. To find out more, contact New Testament Baptist Church at 573-468-3334.
Do you see yourself traveling, working part-time, or moving somewhere warmer when you retire? Hi, I'm Donnie Greenwalt, your Sullivan Edward Jones financial advisor, and I want to help make your retirement goals a reality. Let's talk about where you are, where you want to be, and how we get you there. Together, we can plan for the expected and make sure you're ready for the unexpected. Call me at 573-468-6046 or visit edwardjones.com to get started today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
A man accused of assaulting a deputy at a convenience store in St. Francis County was arrested last night after an hours-long manhunt. The St. Francis County Sheriff's Department said a deputy tried to take Michael D. Pender into custody at the Roy's convenience store on Highway Inn and Parkway Drive around 7:15 a.m. yesterday. A struggle ensued during which the deputy suffered minor injuries. Pender then ran off. The Sheriff's Department said that he had threatened to shoot law enforcement and was wanted for an active felony warrant for sodomy and pending charges for arson and felony assault on law enforcement. Around 8:40 p.m., Pender was taken into custody during a traffic stop at the same convenience store where he struggled with the deputy. The sheriff's office says the injured deputy has been released from the hospital and is expected to make a full recovery, according to the sheriff's office. The Missouri State Highway Patrol made an arrest in Franklin County at 8:52 p.m. yesterday. 33-year-old Lauren J. Hamlin of Union was arrested on a patrol charge of DWI. He was taken to the Franklin County Adult Detention Facility and then released. The Highway Patrol made an arrest in Crawford County at 6:33 p.m. yesterday. 50-year-old Darrell E. Blankenship of Bourbon, arrested for DWI, failure to display valid plates and no seatbelt. He was taken to the Crawford County Jail and then released. At 5:34 p.m. yesterday in Franklin County, 34-year-old Ronald J. Wurtenberger of St. Clair, arrested on probation and parole violation, original charge obstruction of police, Jefferson County traffic offense, no state operator's license. He was taken to the Franklin County Adult Detention Facility and was bondable. The Gasconade County Sheriff's Office announced that this Sunday from 1 until 4 p.m., the Gasconade County Sheriff's Office and the Rosebud Police Department will have their annual ATV-UTV permit day at the Rosebud Community Park. Items required to purchase an ATV or UTV permit: a valid driver's license, current proof of insurance, your tax receipt. ATV permits are $15, check or exact amount if using cash. Sheriff Eilers says that if you have any questions, you can call 486-2424 Monday through Friday during business hours. The Bourbon School District holding their annual preschool and kindergarten screenings the week of March 26th through March 28th. If you live in the Bourbon District and have a child ages 3 through 5 who may be eligible to attend either preschool or kindergarten, call Tracy Rushing at 573-732-3293 to schedule an appointment. All children new to the district that are eligible for preschool and kindergarten must participate in this screening process. Spanish Claim Road will be closed today from 8 a.m. till 3 p.m. for cross culvert replacement. This closure will be 0.2 of a mile south of Rusan Road, about 2.2 miles north of Highway K. The road will be closed to all traffic, including emergency vehicles. If you have any questions, please call the Franklin County Highway Department, 636-583-6361. A formal request made by the residents of the village of Leslie has prompted Missouri State Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick to launch an official audit of the municipality. Citizens gathered and submitted 34 signatures to initiate the petition. When citizens are concerned about the way their local government is operating and take the time and effort to gather signatures to request an audit, we take that duty very seriously and endeavor to give them the information they need to hold their government officials accountable for their decisions, said Fitzpatrick. An audit of this nature will take a considerable amount of time to complete, but we will work as efficiently as possible to do our work in a timely manner. This marks the first time the State Auditor's Office has conducted an audit of the village of Leslie. The audit officially commenced with an entrance meeting with village officials on Wednesday, March 6th. Residents were required to gather 23 signatures to initiate the audit and submitted 34 signatures that were verified by the Franklin County Clerk. Individuals may provide confidential information for consideration during the audit of the village of Leslie to the State Auditor's whistleblower hotline at 800-347-8597, by email at moaudit@auditor.mo.gov, or by visiting auditor.mo.gov/hotline. The City of Herman holding a vigil in memory of Detective Sergeant Mason Griffith and in honor of Police Officer Adam Sullentrup on Tuesday, March 12th at the Herman Riverfront Park. The vigil will be led by Herman Police Department Chief Marlon Walker. Words of faith and encouragement will be shared. Candles will be provided. However, everyone is encouraged to bring their own battery-operated candles or lanterns or download the Candle app to your phone. The Riverfront Park will be closed at 5 p.m. to vehicle traffic. Handicap parking will be provided through 6 p.m. The gathering will be held at the Park Pavilion at 7 p.m. Limited seating is available. Lawn chairs and blankets are welcome. Everyone is welcome to attend. A Facebook Live event will also be shown on the City of Herman's Facebook page. If there's inclement weather, the vigil will be moved to the Upper City Park. Everyone is encouraged to show support by hanging blue line flags, ribbons, and displaying luminaries and blue lights. Officer Adam Sullentrup, who is now 32, sustained injuries and has been in recovery since the shooting. Sullentrup has been with the Herman Police Department since December of 2022. Prior to coming to Herman, he was an officer with the New Haven Police Department, where he served for 5 years. He's an integral member of the Herman Police Department and the Herman community. A memorial and recovery fund is still in place with People's Savings Bank in Herman. The Missouri Department of Conservation partnering with the Owensville Parks and Recreation Department to host a hunter education skills session Thursday, March 28th from 5:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at Memorial Park Pavilion Number 1, located at 804 McCann Drive. Registration is required. Space is limited. It is important that all participants complete the knowledge portion prior to coming to the skills session. The manual for the knowledge portion can be picked up at the City Hall lobby in Owensville, located at 107 West Sears Drive, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. In the skills session, participants will complete hands-on practice and the examination. If you'd like more information or to register, please visit the Missouri Department of Conservation's website. The Jacks Fork Campground in Eminence is hosting a benefit for the Eminence Area Volunteer Fire Department. It will be from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. on April 6th. They'll have music, a cornhole tournament, silent auction, 50-50 drawing, dunk booth, cakewalk, pie in the face, snow cones, cotton candy, popcorn, $15 daily admission kids zone, bounce house, games with prizes, much, much more. Again, that's coming up on April 6th, 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. at the Jacks Fork Campground in Eminence. Daylight savings time starts on Sunday at 2 a.m. At that time, people will need to adjust their clocks forward 1 hour. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, a bipartisan bill being held up in the committee that would enable states to permanently switch to daylight savings time. If passed, the switch could take effect in more than 24 states. Currently, nearly a dozen states have legislation in the works to switch to year-round standard time. The official start of spring is March 19th. That is a look at your local news on a Thursday. I'm Sam Scott.
Spring into green with Seidenberger Nobe Partners. Accelerate your productivity with one of our John Deere compact tractors. Right now, take advantage of 0% financing for 84 months with zero down, featuring payments as low as $210 a month. From landscapes to farming, these compact tractors can handle a variety of tasks. Seidenberger Nobe, your partner for the land. snpartners.com.
Offer valid through 4/26/2024. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Earn 5.51 annual percentage yield on a 7-month CD at Sullivan Bank. Use our CD calculator on sullivanbank.com and see how much you could earn. Experience great rates and a step up in service. We are waiting to greet you with a smile. Annual percentage yield of 5.51 APY is accurate as of December 26, 2023. $1,000 minimum balance required to earn stated APY. Penalty may be imposed for early withdrawal, which will reduce earnings on the account. Interest compounded and credited quarterly. Rate subject to change at any time. Available at all locations.
Funeral notices are brought to you by the Eaton Funeral Homes of Sullivan and Bourbon. The symbol of the Eaton name reflects consideration and competence. Also quiet, unobtrusive friendliness and service without restraint. There is never a reason to settle for less than an Eaton service, particularly because it costs no more and very often less than appearances may lead you to believe. For help in the greatest time of need, call the Eaton Funeral Homes in Sullivan or Bourbon. 468-4147. A family tradition in service since 1948. In recent funeral notices, Barbara Ann Kennedy, née Todd of Columbia, passed away Saturday, March 2nd at the age of 76. Survived by her daughters Renee Hoganson and Michelle Kennedy, 5 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren, other relatives, many friends. Funeral Mass will be held at 11 o'clock this morning at St. Clair Catholic Church in St. Clair. Burial will be in the Anaconda Cemetery. Nellie Ann Davis, née Bailey of St. Clair, passed away Sunday, March 3rd at the age of 96. She's survived by a sister, Eileen Struck of Pensacola, Florida, other relatives, many friends. Funeral services will be held Friday at 10 a.m. at the First Baptist Church in St. Clair. Burial will be in the Midlawn Memorial Gardens in Union. Visitation will be from 4 until 8 p.m. this evening at the Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair, and then again after 9 a.m. on Friday at First Baptist Church in St. Clair. Memorials may be made to the First Baptist Church of St. Clair in the name of Nellie Davis. Opal Erlene Gilliam Mincher of Steelville passed away Monday, March 4th at the age of 89. Survived by 2 sons, David and wife Kathy Mincher of Florissant and Tony Mincher of Winfield, her daughter Gina and husband Ed Godden of St. Peter's, a brother Floyd Gilliam of Illinois, 6 grandchildren, 10 great-grandchildren, a great-great-grandson, nieces, nephews, other relatives, many friends. Funeral services will be held Friday at 10 a.m. at the Britton Bennett Funeral Home in Steelville. Interment will be in the Skaggs Cemetery in Berryman. Visitation will be from 5 until 7 p.m. on Thursday at the Britton Bennett Funeral Home in Steelville. Former Washington County Sheriff Ron Skiles of Potosi passed away Sunday, March 3rd at the age of 81, survived by his wife Sally, his daughter Andrea McCarty and husband Terry, a son Andy Skiles and wife Betsy, 8 grandchildren, 9 great-grandchildren, other relatives, and many friends. Funeral services will be held Friday at 1 p.m. at the Moore Funeral Home in Potosi. Burial will be in the Redbud Memorial Gardens in Potosi. Visitation will be Thursday. Visitation will be from 2 until 8 p.m. this evening, and then Friday from 9 a.m. until the time of services at the Moore Funeral Home in Potosi. Mary Ann Blasky of Owensville passed away Saturday, March 2nd at the age of 97. Survived by her children Susie Ferris and husband James of St. Louis, Paula Bellower and husband Roger of Rosenberg, Oregon, Jeff Blasky and wife Brenda of Defiance, and Randy Blasky and wife Stephanie of Mount Sterling. 6 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren, other relatives, many friends. A massive Christian burial will be held Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church in Owensville. Burial will be in the church cemetery. Visitation will be from 8:30 until 10:30 a.m. Saturday at the Gottenstreeter Chapel in Owensville. David Allen Dave Cahill of Steelville passed away Monday, March 4th at the age of 62, survived by his wife Tina, children Amanda and husband Steve Herron of Chillicothe, Illinois, David Cahill II of Peoria, Illinois, Olivia and husband Sean Laxton of Steelville, and Jeffrey Adams of Sullivan. Siblings Eugene and wife Lois Cahill of St. Peter's, and Virginia Ginger and husband Brad Moore of Patoka, Illinois. A grandchild, nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many friends. Funeral services will be held Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Assembly of God Church in Steelville. Burial will be in the Martin Trask Cemetery in Cherryville. Visitation will be from 6 until 8 p.m. on Friday at the Hudson Funeral Home in Steelville. Betty Jane Worley, née Pinnell of Steelville, passed away Monday, March 4th at the age of 96. Survived by her stepchildren, Dennis and wife Sandy Worley of Austin, Texas, and Catherine and husband Jim Voss of Washington, a special cousin, Wayne Blunt of Steelville, 12 grandchildren, a great-granddaughter, nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many friends. Visitation will be Saturday from noon until 2 p.m. at the Hudson Funeral Home in Steelville. Funeral service will immediately follow at 2. Burial will be in the Liberty Cemetery in Steelville. Memorials may be given to the Center Point Baptist Church in the name of Betty Worley. Lee Armstead of Sullivan passed away Wednesday, March 6th at the age of 81. She's survived by her children, Donna Ulsh of Sullivan, Tom Armstead and wife Shelley of Sullivan, Carol Tarpley Rangel of Little Rock, Arkansas, Laura Richards and husband Larry of Bourbon, Joe Armstead and wife Terry of Columbia, 19 grandchildren, 17 great-grandchildren, her brother, nieces, nephews, other relatives, many friends. Services will be held Monday at 1 p.m. at the Eaton Funeral Home in Sullivan. Burial will be in the Stanton Cemetery. Visitation will be from 11 a.m. until the time of services at 1 p.m. on Monday at the Eaton Funeral Home. Memorial contributions in Lee's memory may be given to Halo for Animals. Funeral notices are brought to you by the Eaton Funeral Homes of Sullivan and Bourbon.
We all want to be the best version of ourselves, and Compass Health Network is your preferred provider for all things related to your health and well-being. From primary care and mental health services to pediatric and adult dental procedures, our professional and compassionate staff is here for you. Call us today at 844-853-8937 or visit compasshealthnetwork.org to find a location in your area. Compass Health Network is here to help you reach your healthcare goals.
Looking at sports on this Thursday, the Cardinals actually had the day off in spring training yesterday. No baseball played. They will be back in action today against the Houston Astros. No broadcast of that game. It'll be streaming only with the start at 11:55. Our next broadcast will be coming up on Friday. It'll be an evening game as they'll be on the road to take on the Washington Nationals with a 4:55 broadcast start on Friday. Then we'll have games over the weekend. The Blues are back in action tonight as they continue their road trip, trying to bounce back from a loss at the Islanders on Tuesday. They'll be taking on the New Jersey Devils tonight. Pregame comes your way at 5:30 with the puck drop at 6:10 on 102.1 FM. College sports from yesterday. Missouri women's basketball fell to Florida 66-60 in the opening round of the Southeastern Conference Tournament down at the Bon Secours Wellness Arena in Greenville, South Carolina. Sophomore guard Ashton Judd led the Tigers with 17 points. Missouri ends their season with a record of 11-19. In baseball, St. Charles Community College swept a doubleheader at Mineral Area on Wednesday, rallying late for a 9-6 win in Game 1 and then rolling to a 13-1 win in Game 2. In college softball, number 12 Missouri softball defeating Kansas City 3-0 Wednesday afternoon at the Kansas City Royals Urban Youth Academy fields. The 18-2 start this season is the best for Missouri since the Tigers opened the 2013 campaign at 22-2 on their way to a 38-14 finish. Lindenwood softball split their non-conference doubleheader on Wednesday against Evansville, winning the first game 5-3, losing the second one 2-1. The Lions ended their winning streak at 7 games in that second game loss. Hannah Johanning from Sullivan came in as a defensive replacement in the second game and went 0-1 at the plate. Jefferson College got a home doubleheader sweep over Crowder College on Wednesday, 1-0 and 14-6. College schedule for today in women's basketball. St. Louis University will take on George Washington in the A-10 tournament at 4 o'clock today. Missouri State women will end up the regular season this week as they'll go to Illinois Chicago at 7 o'clock tonight. In the GLVC postseason tournament, top seed Lewis will take on number 8 UMSL, and that'll be a 12 noon start today. In men's basketball, the Ohio Valley Conference tournament being held in St. Louis. It's number 9 seed Missouri State against number 8 Murray State, and that'll be a noon start. In baseball, Three Rivers Community College at St. Louis Community College for a doubleheader at noon. Crowder College at State Fair for a doubleheader at 1. Softball today, East Central hosting Jefferson for a doubleheader at 1 o'clock. Fontbonne will take on DeSales College down in Leesburg, Florida in the spring games at 9 today, and then they'll play Gordon University at 11:15. Lewis and Clark will be at St. Charles Community College at 2 for a doubleheader, and Hawkeye Community College at State Fair at 1 o'clock. There's a very light local schedule from last night. A couple of middle school volleyball scores to pass along. Sullivan taking down Bourbon, 2-0 in 7th grade, 2-1 in 8th grade. It was Washington splitting with Pacific as Pacific took the 7th grade matchup 2-0. And Washington came out on top in the 8th grade, 2-0. Only local team still alive in the state basketball playoffs. Ellensville Dutch girls Be traveling to Aurora on Friday night, and there'll be a 6 o'clock start. The win there puts them in the Final Four for the state coming up next weekend. Middle school girls volleyball on schedule for tonight. Viburnum will be at Bland at 5 o'clock. 5:30 starts for Dixon at Cuba, Washington at New Haven, Union at Pacific, St. Clair at Owensville, and St. James at Steelville. The Bourbon and Cuba game that was scheduled earlier in the week has been rescheduled for Friday at 5:30. Coming up this weekend, there'll be several tournaments. Owensville hosting an 8th grade tournament, to Washington a 7th grade tournament, Bourbon hosting a 7th grade tournament on Saturday. Spring sports get underway in the coming days. There'll be some baseball and soccer jamborees coming up over the weekend. Regular season matchups will start on Friday the 15th with the Four Rivers Conference Baseball Tournament, with games being played at St. Clair and Sullivan. We'll have golf getting underway. There'll be some track action, girls soccer. It's all coming up next week officially, with some jamborees between now and then around the area. Attention all youth football players. There will be a 7-on-7 youth flag football tournament coming up this spring for those players at incoming 1st through 8th grade. Cost is $30 per player, which includes a team shirt. There'll be team selection at random with multiple age group divisions, and they'll be from 6 until 8 p.m. at Sullivan High School football field. The important dates to remember would be April 24th. You'll find out the team and meet the coaches. There'll be a practice with the team and get team jerseys. April 25th will be a round-robin pool play, and April 26th will be the championship games. Be an April 1st deadline to register and pay. Go to sullivaneagles.rev.net/high-school/#list. Again, that's sullivaneagles.revtrack, REVTRAK.net/high-school/#list to get signed up, and then they'll take care of things later on in April. Sports on the air. We have Blues hockey tonight as they continue their road trip in New Jersey against the Devils. Pregame comes your way at 5:30 with puck drop at 6:10. You'll hear it on 102.1 KTUI FM. That is your look at sports on this Thursday. Have a great day, everybody. This is Bobby D.
Do you have a guy? Like your dad or grandpa had a guy. Something broke around the house you couldn't fix, Gramps would say, call my guy. He probably drove an old blue pickup, big tool chest in the back, decades of calluses on strong hands, name on his shirt like Don or Ed or Buddy. He just always seemed to know the best way to fix any problem. That's why Grandpa trusted him. There's not many of those guys around today, and no wonder. Between taxes and technology, insurance and licensing, it's hard to be that guy and be competitive. Well, that's why this company started. We love what we do, and we still want to be that guy. Independent technicians, generations of combined experience, all joined together as one powerful team. Strength in numbers, you know? If you're ever stuck with a broken furnace or air conditioner, now you've got a guy.
We're Level 9 Heating and Cooling.
Level9HVAC.com.
It is 28 minutes in front of 9 o'clock. It's 46 degrees here at the studios of KTUI. And Keisha Philpott is my guest here this morning. And
good morning.
Good morning. Are we going to start off with city business?
Let's do it.
All right. So you're an alderperson for Ward 2.
I am.
You must be my alderperson because you just live up the street on the same street at the end of the. You're like at the very end, right?
Close, very close.
Well, anyway, so what's going on with?
Well, we had a meeting Tuesday night. We had one request for the Freaky Fast 5K.
Oh yeah.
Had that the other night, and we did approve that. So they will be doing their 5K in October, October 26th, actually.
They shut down some roads, but not for very long.
No, it's not real long. Let's see. I don't know if it says here what roads they do, but it's usually
around the fairgrounds.
Yeah, around the fairgrounds and behind the hospital there. Not your average 5K marathon route. I think it goes a little bit off of that, but we did approve that.
They ought to run them off down to the river, and then if they can see if they can make it back.
Ooh, that's a
good
be
hill
rough. But they're doing that again. I think this is their third one, if I remember
I think
correctly.
that's probably right.
I sang at the first one. I did the national anthem, and it's grown every year. So I think they already have quite a few people
Was it
signed up
raining when
for
you
it.
came in here?
It was, and
I
it's
thought
starting
maybe
to come
you brought
down a
the
little
rain in.
more. Well, I was kind of upset. My daughter took my umbrella, so I'm like, hopefully it just stays sprinkled right now.
I don't know we got like 7 umbrellas.
Do you?
Yeah, we got like, I don't know, 2 in the garage.
Yeah.
2 in my car and 3 in my wife's car.
I had 3 in the car, and then
And they're all gone?
Now they're all gone.
Yeah.
So the kids have taken off with them. But we did have that. We did have some items for bid that we approved. We've got a new water and sewer grinder for the water and sewer department. We did approve that. And there were some transformers and stuff like that we approved, trying to get those items in. And then we did have some ordinances that went into effect. All of them did pass the other night. So the agreement with Skydive St. Louis, we did allow that to happen. It passed. There was also a couple of bills with MoDOT for DWI, police enforcement and stuff that passed. And then also we had a Missouri Joint Municipal Electric Utility Commission's bill that we passed the other night as well. So yeah, a lot of things. It went pretty quickly though. And we've got an update on Vine Street. They're going to get that done right after school gets out this summer, so in May. I know it's a little ways away, but that way it helps with the traffic flow and stuff. And as soon as they get that section done, then they'll start on north and south. So we're looking ahead on that. So I know everyone's been asking. But trying to cooperate with the school too, so that we don't have a lot of traffic flow going through there with the schools. So, yeah.
So I spend a lot of time at the airport.
Yeah.
And so I get asked a lot.
Yes.
And about the skydivers.
Yes.
And so Sullivan Regional Airport is a federally funded
It
airport.
is.
Yes.
Yes.
And so the city of Sullivan cannot restrict what goes on out there as far as, legally.
Yes,
things.
exactly.
So the skydivers, they can jump there.
Yes.
Whether the city of Sullivan says yes or not.
Yes. This was just a rental.
A rental agreement. And so the skydivers, they were operating out of Festus a couple of years ago.
Yes.
They shut the airport down at Festus because it was privately owned.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes. And the people wanted to do something else with it or something. So anyway, so the skydivers, St. Louis moved up here, and they petitioned the city to rent the hangar. Yep. The hangar was not being rented. The big hangar. And, potentially, potentially bringing money into the city's coffers by being able to rent that out.
Yeah.
And it had been empty for a little while.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they asked if they could rent the hangar. Now,
they did.
That was a good place for them to run their business out of and store their airplanes. They've got 2 airplanes. They have a third one that they kind of shuttle back and forth, depending on what needs work done, because they have another operation down in the Gulf.
Exactly.
So they kind of shuttle the airplanes back and forth, depending on what needs worked on and things like that. But basically, they have 2 jump planes here.
Yeah.
So they decided that they could make a little extra money.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. I think it was like $35 or something.
I think so.
Per person.
Yeah.
Per licensed jumper. If they have, because a lot of times, it costs money to fire up the airplanes. So if they have extra room or something like that, a skydiver could go with them, if they're a licensed skydiver, or they, I don't know, 4 of them get together and want to. But, and I don't know. I don't want to jump out of an airplane.
No, me neither.
So I don't know, but it's I don't know, over $200 or something like that to jump in a tandem.
Yeah.
They put you through a little class, and then they strap you on, and Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that.
So anyway, I hang around the airport. They're pretty nice people.
They are.
They are, polite. They want their business to succeed and everything. So, but the thing is there are people who believe that the city of Sullivan could stop them from skydiving.
And we can't.
And they cannot.
No.
Because it's a federally funded airport.
Exactly.
And whatever that is legal through the Federal Aviation Administration or MoDOT or whoever, it can go on there.
We can't stop planes from coming in.
You could tell them, you could kick them out of the hangar.
Yes, I could do that, but
they could still rent a hangar for their airplane.
Uh-huh.
Not necessarily that hangar, but they could.
Yeah.
And they could move their business here next to me here in this building. And everybody would have to come over here, put the parachutes on, get in a van, drive over to the airport.
Yeah, exactly.
And do the same thing.
Yes.
So I don't think people understand that.
They don't.
Yeah. And I don't know why some people, I know there are people, I was approached by people in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were too.
I was. Yep, I was.
Because of the noise.
Yes.
I've lived there for 25 years, and of course, my wife will tell you, we used to live over by the railroad tracks.
I did too.
And my wife always complained about the trains.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, they can't take a dirt path out around
Exactly.
it. So anyway, we moved across the highway. She can still hear the train.
I can still hear, Every now and then I'm like, this is so weird, because I grew up almost right next to the train tracks there in downtown.
Well, we were on Center Street.
Yeah. I was on Elm.
Yeah. Well, anyway. So I don't know.
And the fire department followed me over too.
Yeah. When I hear a plane up there, I'm like, oh man, who's out flying?
Yeah, I don't notice it that much. I don't.
No.
But I understand that they do want to keep the noise down.
I do understand.
But there's so much other stuff that goes on in town that causes noise.
So depending on the wind.
Yeah.
I can hear Aerophil.
Yeah.
I can hear them paging.
Exactly.
Johnny, pick up line 2 or whatever. I can hear
Laura.
Yeah, whatever it is, Ford or whatever over there. I can hear them saying, Bobby, pick up line 5.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, if the wind's just right, I can hear them saying shower number 5 is available from Flying J. And what is that, a mile?
Exactly. There's a bunch of trees and stuff in the way there. You would think you wouldn't hear it, but
and then this just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Is at my church, which is right behind Laura.
Yeah.
On the preacher's preaching, and I can hear, you are trespassing on private property, and we're just about to call the police on you. Well, they never call the police, and the way that thing goes off all the time, the police probably, if they do call them, I'm sure they just ignore it.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Well, and I'm like, there are people, me included, I would like to walk around on a car lot and look at things without anybody bothering
me. On a Sunday?
On a Sunday.
We saw someone pull in there on a Sunday, and Jace goes, Mom, why are they going there? Aren't they closed? I said, yes, that's the perfect time to go.
It is. And so, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's sort of off-putting to me, but that's their business, so whatever.
Exactly.
But anyway, there's just lots of noise.
Yeah, and there is. Like I said, you live in town, you're going to have that. I don't know how to.
Well, and the thing is the airport's been right there since 1991.
And we can't control planes coming in and out.
We can't?
No.
Because we don't have an air traffic control.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we could control them. Right?
So, but as far as the city goes for that,
Sure.
Yeah. So, but that's what we covered the other night. Like I said, it wasn't a long meeting, but we got a lot done. So, and then, like I said, finding out when we're going to be doing those big projects that everyone's dying to get done.
So it's kind of surprising. I mean, you see all kinds of weird stuff on Facebook, but I can't believe the amount of people who are concerned about the building downtown. I mean, I ask you about it because I just like to see what's going on.
Exactly.
But if you guys want to keep the trucks in there, I know the trucks aren't in there.
Yes.
They're most of them are out at the airport.
I
know. So is there?
We have that survey plan going right now. That they're doing for the Parks Department to see kind of all of our assets, what we have, what we could potentially use that tax for in the future to see what's our next step. That was what we needed to do moving forward to figure out, okay, what should we focus on first?
So does that building need to be demolished?
I don't know yet. I know we're looking at the potential of possibly building a new building, but right now everything's still up in the air.
So if you fix that building, would it be cheaper to put a conventional roof or a flat roof, or because that's some kind of weird Quonset hut type
there's
roof.
a lot of brickwork in that too. There was a lot of bricklaying that needed to be done to fix that too. So I don't know. That part I don't know much about. I do good building Legos, not.
Well, maybe we could build it on
right?
Legos. Yeah. Big
I've
Legos.
seen the Lego movie. They do it so fast.
Yes, I know. Yeah. All right. So so paving on Vine Street's going to start
right after school.
When's the what is it, sidewalk over
the
here?
sidewalks won't be until next year.
Oh, okay.
That
for north and south.
Yes, because we did get part of that grant for to cover that. But
was there another sidewalk somewhere? Just north and south.
I don't remember. That one affected me, so that was what I was more concerned about. And I can't remember if there was another one in there or not.
I don't know.
There might have been.
So
I can find out for you, though, for next time.
So at one time, somebody, I don't know if it was you, but we talked about maybe putting another splash pad in somewhere.
And that's what that survey's gonna
okay.
Because it's so popular, would there be potential for another one?
I never dreamed.
Yeah, they're
that it
so
would be
popular. My kids keep asking, when is it opening? And I'm like, it's not even spring yet. Hold on. But we've had these nice days. Yeah, I know.
It's raining.
You
You
can
could
go
go
out
over there,
now.
get wet. Yeah.
But it's not that much fun whenever you hit the button and it doesn't.
Oh,
pour
I
the water,
see. Or the cannon doesn't fire. Or whatever. Okay.
So they're very excited for that to open back up. So if only we could keep this nice weather going.
All right. So community read.
Yes.
We're switching hats to
We're switching hats.
the library.
Okay, I'm
now.
back to the library.
I had. I didn't get to go. I was doing something else, but I had so many people tell me that they went over to see Harry Truman's grandson at East Central College.
Clifton Truman Daniel.
They said it was standing room only.
It was.
And they said he was fantastic.
Yes. He was absolutely amazing. When he first started, I was a little hesitant because he started shaking hands of imaginary people, and I'm like, I don't know how this is going to go. And then he started talking to the audience and just doing this great presentation of what actually happened, and it was awesome.
And several people have told me, that I guess he's about the age now that his grandfather was when he was president.
And when I did see a picture of him without all the hair and makeup done.
Yeah.
And he does a great transformation. He really does. But the story of him finding out that his grandfather was the president was hysterical because he was in first grade and his teacher told him. He never knew. And he came home that day and told his mom, did you know that Grandpa was president? And she goes, yeah. And he's like, why didn't you tell me? And,
I can imagine, yeah.
Exactly. So, but that's the kind of people they were. They didn't boast about that.
You know how I became important in my grandson's eyes?
How?
That he found out, I don't know, Robert was talking to him about something. He said, I don't know, I guess we could watch him on YouTube. And he goes, wait. Grandpa has a YouTube channel?
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I became famous in my grandson. Yeah.
So my kids think I'm famous, and I always tell them, I'm like, maybe in Sullivan, that's about it. We go another town, no one's going to know me. But they're always
What's the song? Everybody dies famous in their hometown.
In a small town, yeah.
Small town,
exactly. But yeah, because they've seen me on YouTube as well, and
so
in the paper.
Yes.
If I'm in the paper, I'm pretty famous, I guess. But I'm not in there as much
not
anymore. I'm
not
okay
all
with
small
that.
towns have, hometown
Yes.
newspapers and
or radio.
Yeah,
so
sure.
that's a great thing to have, and we got to keep that going.
So anyway,
Was an
community-
excellent presentation. It was.
So let's talk about the community read.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, there's a
Did
lot.
you bring my book?
I did not, but I have it at. If you're coming to the luncheon today, I will have it.
Okay, all right.
So, I've got one in a
Who's
display
feeding
case.
it?
Clark Street.
Clark?
I heard him talking about it this morning when I picked up my
okay.
coffee. So
I was there yesterday.
yeah, I had to go by and pick up. Chris had requested a key lime pie.
They had key lime pie.
I know, that's because of Chris.
Oh. Well, I mean, they had slices in the.
Yeah,
in the
I
thing,
think they made extra and put it in the case, but he wanted a pie because that's his favorite. So
see, I'm not a. I mean, I like key lime pie, but it's not my favorite.
yeah, it's
I mean,
not my favorite.
I'll eat it.
I rather have like a chocolate pie or something like that. They do pretty good with that.
I like all, as long as it doesn't have coconut in it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. My dad was a big coconut cream fan. Yeah. Ugh. I don't like coconut flakes. I like coconut flavor, but not the flakes.
I don't even care for the flavor.
So we started with our kids club this week. We've got a craft night tonight that's full, and they're going to be doing different crafts with maps. So if you've got extra maps, we'll show you how to do.
I think I saw a picture on your Facebook
Yeah.
page, something about maps.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that, turning those maps into something fun and creative.
I have a map.
Yeah, you have a big one. Yes.
I have several.
Yeah.
So.
And then next Tuesday night, we're going to have a bourbon tasting. So one of the things Truman really enjoyed was bourbon. And we have John Downard. He is a local, distiller. Mm-hmm. He makes his own bourbon from the start to finish, and he's also our city attorney. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I did.
But yeah, so
I didn't know
will be. Yes, and I heard him talk about it quite a bit. And whenever we were getting this all together, I was like, "Would you be interested?" And he's all excited. Anytime he can talk about bourbon, it's good. So we've got him coming on Tuesday evening at 6:00. We still have some spots, so if you're interested in signing up, you can either call, get online, scenicregional.org, and we'll get you signed up for that. And then we have Mr. Bennett. I don't know if you know him, Tom.
Yeah, he was my geography teacher or something.
Yeah, he had a birthday yesterday.
Did he?
He did. He's the big 80. So he's very excited. He loves to do presentations for us at the library, and he's going to be doing a presentation called Truman the Human, and talking about how he got involved in the military and then how he became president and stuff. So it's another look on how Truman got to where he was. And then we have Sarah Newbanks is going to be doing a presentation for us at the end of the month on the 26th. And that's going to be road trip tips and tricks. There's a lot of T's in there, so I get them all mixed up. And she's going to give some advice on the best ways to handle your road trips. And we have Number 9 Cole. They're a music group. They'll be there the night before on that Monday, the 25th at 6:00. And
do they sing Tennessee Ernie Ford songs?
I don't know. I've never heard them. So
okay.
I'm excited to have them come and showcase their talents and see what they have to offer. So I'm excited about that. And then we have a kids presentation coming up on... See, I remember all this. I'm surprised. I didn't even pull anything up. Can you believe that? They'll be there on the 21st. Dennis Porter is doing like a Mad Libs to go along with the Great Turkey Walk. And so that'll happen at 4:00 on the 21st. We have an escape room on the 14th. That's kind of a family activity. So if you want to do that, I think we still have some sign-ups available for that as well. Just lots of things to go along with these great books. We had, along with the Harry Truman's Excellent Adventures, we did The Great Turkey Walk, and that's about a boy who he herds turkeys all the way from Union to Colorado. And so
that's a ways.
It is a ways, but the price for the turkeys was was pretty good. So he decided to leave school and herd these turkeys all the way to Colorado to make some money.
Weren't they kind of skinny turkeys by the time they walked all the way to Colorado?
You would think. So we have that book.
I wasn't aware you could herd turkeys, but
I know. And that wouldn't it be like herding cats, like,
or grasshoppers?
Yeah, some. So we've got that story for the, I would say about your 4th to 7th grade in that age range, and then we have a picture book called The Road Trip, and it talks about Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and a couple of other guys. I'm trying to remember names, but it's really cool. It's a cartoon presentation in the picture book, and at the end there's some actual pictures of them and their journeys.
Would it be like Firestone maybe? And
yes.
I was trying to remember because I've been to the museums down there in Florida where they all used to hang out or something.
Yeah. And so we've got that one as well. And we still have some copies available of those two. And I think we're very limited on the Harry Truman one. So, but we can always get them in for you to check out. So,
a month or so ago, you had Paige.
Yes.
In her new book.
Yes.
And now I understand she's got a coloring book.
She's got another one.
Coloring book or something.
Yeah.
But I think she's going to be at the library in Bourbon.
She will be. Yeah, I saw that. I want to say either next week or the week after.
Remember.
It's coming up very soon. So if you missed her here, make sure to check them out. She did great with that book. And
she does great.
I know. She's awesome.
Yeah.
So I kept telling her, I was like,
awesome.
when's the next book? It was so good.
Man.
So.
All right. Well, Keisha, it's coming up on 5 minutes in front of 9 o'clock, and I need to let folks listen to this from the folks at Show Me CPR and Personal Safety. We'll be back.
Have you ever witnessed a first aid emergency and didn't know what to do? At Show Me CPR and Personal Safety, we can help. We're a family-owned business that offers affordable, accessible, and convenient life-saving classes to businesses and families. It's our goal to help you feel comfortable and confident in any CPR or first aid emergency. Whether you need a CPR or first aid class for work or school, let Show Me CPR be at the heart of your training. Find us online or stop by our Sullivan location today.
All right, about 4.5 minutes in front of 9 o'clock. And I want to tell you about Ken Scott with SBI Insure. He can help you with all of your insurance needs, personal, business, and life. SBI can package your home. That's whether you own, you rent, you make payments, you got a condo. Ken Scott can put that with your autos, boats, motorcycles, all in an umbrella for additional discounts. Ken represents several companies rated A and A+ by AM Best, priced competitively on youthful drivers, education discounts, folks in the prime of life discounts, new roof discounts, paid in full discounts and claims free discounts. Life happens. Let SBI Insure help you with all of your insurance needs. Now, Ken can work with you if you're a business owner for property, liability, autos, equipment, workers' comp. This is Ken's cell phone number, 314-623-2093. That's 314-623-2093. What a nice guy.
He is.
Comes into he's part of the chamber.
Oh, yeah.
And
known Ken for a few years now. And
yeah.
He's a great guy.
All right. So let's see. Bryan Cranston, 68 today.
Wow.
Did you ever watch any? I never did watch whatever that TV show where he was a science teacher turned meth maker. What was it?
Breaking Bad?
Yeah. I never did watch
My
that.
husband got into that. I didn't get into it, but he did.
Apparently, he recently appeared in the film Argyle. Rachel Weisz, she's 54. She's been married to James Bond actor Daniel Craig since 2011.
Yeah.
I liked her in the Mummy?
The Mummy series.
Franchise with Brendan Fraser. But then I think she was in the first two, and then she became somebody else or something.
But you know why I liked her?
Yeah.
She was a librarian in those.
Oh, yes. Well, okay. So do you watch the Librarian series?
I don't. I tried to get into it. It was just a little much for me.
He was just like a librarian extra.
I know.
Yeah.
That's how I feel sometimes.
Peter Skarsgård, 53. He attended WashU.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Jenna Fisher's 50, was part of the Mean Girls musical film cast. Played Katie's mom. Tobias Menzies is 50, portrayed author Ian Fleming in the TV miniseries Any Human Heart.
No.
And actress Laura Prepon or whatever, she was the redheaded girl on that 70s show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
She's 44, or has a daughter named Ella. Daniel J. Travanti from Hill Street Blues, 84 today. Bassist Chris White from the Zombies, 81. Keyboardist Matthew Fisher of Procol Harum, 78. Singer Peter Wolf of the Jay Giles Band, 78. I like them. Guitarist Ernie Isley from the Isley Brothers, 72. Actor Donna Murphy from Mercy Street and Murder One is 65. Nick Searcy from Justified. I like that. I watched that show. He's 65 today. Mary Beth Evans from Days of Our Lives. Never watched soaps. She's 63. Singer Taylor Dane, 62. Bill Brocktrup from Major Crimes and NYPD Blue is 61. Opera singer Denise Graves, 60 today. Jonathan Del Arco from Major Crimes is 58. Drummer Randy Gus of Toad the Wet Sprocket, 57 today.
No idea what that one is.
Actor Jay Duplass from the Mindy Project is 51. Singer Sebastian Izambard of Tu Devo is 51, or Il Devo maybe. I don't know. I can't read. Singer Hugo Ferreira of Tantric is 50. Actor Audrey Marie Anderson from the Units, 49. Actor T.J. Tyne from Bones is 49. Actor Belle Powley from Diary of a Teenage Girl is 32. And Giselle Eisenberg from Life in Pieces is 27. So, and Willard Scott's birthday, he's passed on, but yeah. Let's see. Locally, Zach Mueller, Piper McCullough, Terry Sappington, and Mary Beth Stack all have birthdays today.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. So we're broadcasting live from the Sullivan Bank Studios. It's 9 o'clock. We are AM 1560 KTUI Sullivan for sale show coming up in about 5.5 minutes. Stay tuned here to KTUI. Thank you, Keisha.
Thank you.
USA News, I'm Ryan Daniels. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says he believes key U.S. interest rates can begin coming down sometime this year, but he just can't say when he thinks that will happen.
We believe that our policy rate is likely at its peak for this tightening cycle. If the economy evolves broadly as expected, it will likely be appropriate to begin dialing back policy restraint at some point this year.
His remarks came amidst prepared comments delivered on Capitol Hill Wednesday. He said the Fed wants to move inflation further down toward 2% before bringing interest rates down. The U.S. Supreme Court will hear oral arguments in former President Trump's immunity case on April 25th. Trump is contesting a lower court's rejection of his immunity claim in a federal election interference case. Special counsel Jack Smith's case against Trump is on hold pending the Supreme Court's decision on whether a former president can be prosecuted for actions during office. If the case proceeds, the trial might commence shortly before the November presidential election. Trump's campaign is notching a key Republican Party endorsement as Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell announces his support for Trump this week. He says it should come as no surprise.
We find the defendant, Hannah Gutierrez, guilty.
The Rust movie armorer at the center of controversy in the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins is being found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. Hutchins was killed by a prop gun that fired a live round. Actor Alec Baldwin was handling the gun at the time and continues to face legal backlash over his role. Meanwhile, Hannah Gutierrez Reed will now face punishment. Earlier in the week, a state workplace safety investigator testified there were no policies put in place by movie management at the time to prevent real bullets from getting mixed in with others in the prop gun. This is USA News.
The inventor and CEO of MyPillow is always looking for ways to solve everyday problems. Have you ever picked up a towel set because it felt really soft in the store, but then when you go to use it, it's not very absorbent? It's basically a towel that's leaving you out to dry. That's why MyPillow has developed the MyPillow towels. Towels that work. I know, it's mind-blowing. Towels that actually dry you. The 6-piece towel set includes 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. They come in a variety of colors, and right now you you can receive a 6-piece set for only $39.98 with promo code USA. Go to MyPillow.com right now and click on the radio listener special. MyPillow products come with a 10-year warranty and they have a 60-day money-back guarantee. To receive this amazing offer on the 6-piece set of MyPillow towels, just go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener special and enter promo code USA or call 800-951-8175. That's MyPillow.com. Promo code USA.
A bill to keep key government agencies funded through September of this year is now passed out of the U.S. House. It now heads over to the Senate for approval before a Friday deadline. The measure was expected to gain congressional approval through this week before the deadline. The measure ensures no partial government shutdowns could impact any key agencies like Commerce, Agriculture, or Justice.
We find the defendant, Hannah Gutierrez, guilty.
The Rust movie armorer at the center of controversy in the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins is being found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. Hutchins was killed by a prop gun that fired a live round. Actor Alec Baldwin was handling the gun at the time and continues to face legal backlash over his role. However, Hannah Gutierrez Reed will now face punishment. Earlier in the week, a state workplace safety investigator testified there were no policies put in place by movie management at the time to prevent real bullets from getting mixed in with others in the prop gun. An ex-owner, Elon Musk, says the social media platform is considering getting rid of showing how many likes and reposts a post gets. Speaking at a conference Wednesday, Musk said that info could clutter content on the service. Since buying the company, Musk added a feature allowing people to see how many views a post has received. I'm Ryan Daniels, USA News.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Deutsch, and if you or your business owe money to the IRS, I've got great news for you. Tax laws have changed. Billions of dollars are earmarked for IRS Fresh Start programs, and if you qualify, you can literally save tens of thousands of dollars. Listen, I know what you're going through. Call me if you want to speak with a tax attorney or tax professional for free.
800-284-9275. That's 800-284-9275.
For the KTUI WeatherBug Weather Center, for this morning, clouds and a couple of showers and a few thunderstorms this afternoon. The high temperature near 60. Clouds and rain tonight. We'll have a thunderstorm in spots as well. The low 52. Friday, cloudy, widespread showers, isolated thunderstorms. The high temperature 64. Leftover shower to start the day Saturday. Mostly sunny and breezy for the afternoon. The high temperature 48. Sunny skies Sunday, high 56. For KTUI, I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi.
Thank you, Jim. 5.5 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. I'm Sam Scott. Glad to have you along. And it is time for the For Sale show. If you have something to buy, sell, or trade, you can give me a call right now, 468-5101, 468-5101. You can send me a text message. That's 573-677-1001. And you can also send me an email any time of the day or night. Just send it to forsale@ktui.com. And let's see, when we're done with this, I'm going to be talking with the principal from St. Anthony Catholic School, so stay tuned for that. Got a wood frame. Oh, yeah, but by the way, there's nobody here to answer the phone. So so if you call me, I'm going to, just put you on the air. So be careful. Wood frame, plaid cushion, couch, love seat, 2 rockers with stools, excellent shape, wanting $175. Got an antique garden hand plow, wants $25 for that, and a Scott manual lawnmower, and he wants $25 for that, and I'm talking about the old push-type sickle mower, 636-234-6213, 636-234-6213. Guys looking for a 4K video camera. Needs to be audio capable. If you have one you'd part with, call him at 573-205-0328. 573-205-0328. Got a recumbent Nordic Track. And let's see, I think he has a recumbent bike as well. And a Green Mountain Smoker. You can call him at 636-485-5824. 636-485-5824. And then we've got, it's a pickup. It's a 2004 3/4 ton Chevy extended cab, And the number's 314-630-9463. Somebody scribbled that last number, and it was me, but 314-630-9463. Got a couple of industrial sewing machines, 636-575-4258, 636-575-4258. And then there's a woman's got a winch, the kind you bolt on the front of your Jeep or your four-wheeler or something like that. She wants $150 for it. She's got a Remington 22 muzzle loader. She's got a Mossberg that she wants $275 for, and another shotgun 12 gauge. She wants $150 for it. And she's looking for Flintstones cookie jars. So if you have any, give her a call. 573-764-4435. 573-764-4435. Guys got some Indian figurines, some colored glass, albums, Bowflex, 573-259-9448. 573-259-9448. And then we've got a 2005 Holiday fifth wheel. It's 29 feet long. It's got a 16-foot slide on it. It's got good tires. And the guy has a couple of phone numbers here. He lives in St. Clair. 636-584-5060. That's his cell phone. 636-584-5060. And then his home phone is 636-629-1268. 636-629-1268. That's all I've got for you for this morning for the For Sale Show. It's 9 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. And I'm going to let you listen to this from the folks at Jerry's TV Sales and Service. And when I get back, I'm going to be talking with Shelly Tolliver. She's the principal at the St. Anthony School, so stay tuned here to KTUI.
Get a washer that helps you handle your laundry all in one place. Pre-wash items right inside the washer using the built-in water faucet to help remove loose soils. Save a step by soaking and washing in one cycle. When the 30-minute pre-soak option is finished, the wash cycle starts automatically.
For mattresses, furniture, flooring, and appliances, see the folks at Jerry's TV and Home Furnishings at 375 West Springfield in Sullivan, or call 468-4300.
All right, 10 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock, and Shelly Tolliver is the principal at the St. Anthony Catholic School here in Sullivan. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
So how are things at the school?
Going good. Preparing for our big auction this weekend.
Yeah, that's...
Yep.
Are there still the raffle tickets out there?
Raffle tickets are still available through today, maybe tomorrow if we don't have school tomorrow. So
I see.
We're preferred today, but yep, we still have just a few left on those.
Okay.
The auction is full as far as seating.
Oh,
we
okay.
Are at capacity on that.
Wow.
So been up there decorating and getting things ready.
All right. It's going to be at the school?
Yes, at
in
St. Anthony.
The gymnasium or whatever.
Yes.
So, man, that's a nice place. I haven't been to as many things lately there as, there used to be about,
Right.
all kinds of stuff.
Right. I think anymore with weddings and things instead of receptions at the
busy,
school.
huh?
Yeah, they pretty well go more to venues now, so it's not rented out quite as much for
I see.
receptions and things like that. But it's still there. We did host Spring Bluff basketball tournament for a couple weekends.
Oh,
and that
cool.
was good. So.
And you don't have to rent the whole gym. You can rent just the front area.
Yes, for
the
baby
cafeteria
showers, bridal
area,
showers, anything like that. Yes, birthday parties.
That's good. So what are the kids up to?
Just working hard, learning. We're doing our enrollment right now for next year. So been getting those forms back in and advertising as much as we can to get new students into the building.
Did you tell me last month when you were here that there was you were doing a little better, picking up some students or something?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, yep. Our enrollment, we're way ahead of where we were last year at this time.
Oh, good.
As far as enrollment numbers. So that's exciting and have a lot of calls coming in on inquiring. So.
Do they want to come by and look at the place?
Yes, yep. And they are welcome to come by, look at the place. They're welcome to have their students come. Yeah, oh, yeah. The kids can come and spend a day in the classroom that they'll be in with the class they'll be in, so they can test it out and see what they think. And then we do have a preview day in May where we invite anyone who's already enrolled to come in for the day. But, yep, we have families stopping by all the time, coming in and checking things out.
So I know that there was, I don't remember what, was it January or something that was like or maybe it was December or something, was Right to Life?
Yes, that was in January.
January.
Yes.
Okay. But so do the students, do they still do something for that?
We do through the school. Actually, this year when they were supposed to go out to the road and hold up their signs, we had a snow day.
Oh.
So they didn't get to do that like they usually have in the past. But we have a pro-life, we have a baby shower where the kids bring in baby items for like a shower, and then we donate it to pregnancy centers around the area.
That's neat, and I think it's neat that the kids get involved in that and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
they enjoy it. They adopt a class baby and they get to name it, and then we do a whole thing on how it grows each month and develops, and so they think that's really cool.
So, this is generally the point in the year where the teachers and the students are starting to look toward the end of the school year.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, have you had any of the teachers maybe moving on or anything?
No, actually, as
all
far
right.
as I know right now, we've got all of our staff returning, and so that's exciting. I won't have to go out and try searching because I know there's still a teacher shortage out there a little bit. So.
Yeah. So, and I know, you draw from a fairly large area for
we do.
From St. James, I think, to I don't know,
to St. Clair,
yeah.
Yep.
So, how do you guys? How do you deal with? Do their parents make sure they get there,
Yes.
or do you
Yes.
have a bus or
No,
anything?
we do not have bus service.
All right.
We have drop-off at 7:40, or between 7:20 and 7:50, actually. School starts at 7:50, but we do offer before care and after care starting at 6:30. They can be dropped off for before care, and then we have after care from after school until 6 o'clock.
And then how? Once they've graduated from 8th grade and they decide to go to Borgia or something, is that Borgia's problem?
Yes.
you don't care anymore?
We have students like this year. We have got two going to Sullivan. We've got one going to St. Clair. We've got one going to St. James. So depending on where our students are coming in from, makes it decide what high school they're going to go to. So we have them all over the place.
I hit the board and I got a buzz there, but all right. So if people are interested,
yes,
just
please
give you a call.
Call the school.
Yeah.
468-6101 is our rectory, and then 468-4423 is our school number. And they can just stop in, and we have registration packets, and I can talk with them, show them around. I'd love to have them.
All right.
And we do offer tuition assistance too, so they can sign up through our archdiocese for tuition assistance.
So you were talking about you're getting more students and stuff. Is there going to be a point? Because I know some of the grade levels share a teacher, don't they?
Right, they do.
Are you going to get to the point where you're going to be looking for a teacher, whether you want to or not?
Yeah, we're kind of getting there with we have a pretty large size kindergarten class this year, and we have a large size kindergarten class coming in.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know for sure next year, but the next year we may have to split. Our first and second grade right now are combined, and that's looking like that's probably going to have to be. First and second will have to be divided. So, yeah, and that's a good problem to have.
Yes, it is. So is there anything, are the kids doing anything special with Easter coming up?
We're in the season of Lent in the Catholic Church, so they're just doing activities in their classrooms, and then as it gets closer to Easter, then we'll be doing things, activities towards that, yes.
And I think you told me that some of maybe the older students or something were helping out at the fish fries on Friday and stuff.
Yes.
So,
oh, yes. Yeah, those have had very good attendance, so.
Oh, yes.
Definitely want to go get some fish there. It's good, that and the shrimp.
All right. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming in. And
Okay.
we'll talk to you
Thank
again
you.
next month then.
All right, I'll be here.
All right. That's Shelley Tolliver, principal at the Catholic school here in Sullivan. It is 17 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock, 46 degrees. I appreciate you spending some time with me here this morning. That's going to do it. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Please say a prayer for the leadership of our country and the men and women who protect this great nation of ours, all of our healthcare workers and first responders. The American Red Cross is in desperate need of blood. So if you can find a blood drive somewhere, go to redcrossblood.org, put in your zip code. They'll tell you where the next closest blood drive is. They're in desperate need of type O blood, which is universal donor type blood. And you can also download that app to your phone. Also be an organ donor. And I'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Mike Gallagher's up next here on KTUI. Stay tuned.
Police state sounds the alarm.
What we need is a person, and then we go find out what crime you did. How did we give the state this kind of power?
Police state, they have their lists. Are you next?
If they're coming for me, they're coming for you.
Police state, buy it or stream it now at salemnow.com. salemnow.com.
In a world where financial landscapes can change rapidly, safeguarding your savings and retirement accounts is paramount. Direct Bullion USA is more than just the #1 rated gold bullion dealer in America. We're your trusted partner in navigating the uncertainties of hyperinflation and political upheaval around the world. And we share your Christian worldview. Call us now at 888-787-GOLD. Precious metals like gold and silver have been a safe haven investment for hundreds of years. And investors are diversifying their portfolios every month with physical gold and silver with Direct Bullion USA. Get started when you call Direct Bullion USA at 888-787-4653 and get your free gold investing starter kit today. All it takes is one call to 888-787-GOLD. Take control of your retirement and protect your future with Direct Bullion USA. Call 888-787-4653. That's 888-787-GOLD.
Are you ready for an adventure of a lifetime? Journey with me, Mike Gallagher, and Dr. Sebastian Gorka on the Patriots Alaska cruise this summer. It's going to be an incredible opportunity to engage with other like-minded patriots on an epic 7-day cruise over 4th of July. Witness the untouched wilderness of Alaska while discussing America's future. Join Dr. Gorka and me, Mike Gallagher, from June 29th through July the 6th. Call 855-565-5519 or reserve online at patriotsalaskacruise.com.
Gallagher.
Here's the text of the day coming from Indiana. Mike, the gaslighting by the left never fails to reach new heights. Trump is in worse shape than Biden. Crime is down. The Republicans are responsible for the border catastrophe. Anyone with half a brain knows they are full of crap. Now, I played the Joe Scarborough clip, the big-time lefty this guy used to be a Republican congressman. Boy, what an absolute fraud he is. But hey, got the big bucks. Morning show on MSNBC, make a lot of money, marry your co-host, and away you go off into the sunset and cash the checks and fool enough of the people enough of the time, right? Here's Joe Scarborough doubling down with profanity in terms of anybody who recognizes what terrible condition Joe Biden is actually in.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it.
Oh, that's the truth? Like Indiana texted, that's gaslighting. And of course, the doubling down is the comedy. F you if you can't handle it. You can't handle that the old man who shuffles across the beach, barely able to lift up a lawn chair, is the best Biden. Oh, so this is the best we get? And F you if you can't handle the truth? Jack Nicholson and a few good men. Yeah, you're such a tough guy, Scarborough. Big, oh my gosh. It is gaslighting. It's absolute gaslighting. It is like, and that's why I'm sitting here thinking, am I going crazy? Well, that was the whole premise of the play. The gaslighting, where the husband convinced the wife she was losing her mind. They're the crazy ones. Tom's in Minnesota. Tom, you're on the Mike Gallagher Show. Hello. Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Hey, Mike, how are you? Hey, we love you. We love everything you're doing. Thank you for the positive input.
Thank you.
On the flip side of the positive, you got this show, Morning Joke. It's unbelievable, the crap they spew every day. And, they've got their listeners, they've got their followers because they like the hairdos and they like the clothes they wear. And the influence they're peddling, which we can all agree is a bunch of BS and it's all negative.
I mean, Americans could agree. Listen, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Tom, you're right. They have an audience. We have an audience. You and I feel a certain way. They feel a certain way. That's okay. But there's not one. It's not in dispute that this is an elderly, feeble man, right? There's no dispute about that.
Absolutely not.
And there's Scarborough cursing out anybody who doesn't accept his version that this is the best Biden is.
You know how dangerous that is? You know how dangerous that is for the listeners? It's unbelievable.
It's crazy, but that's the point, though, Tom. That's the whole point of it. Gaslight. Say the opposite of what is true and try to get enough people to believe it. Again, it's impossible to think he's going to be the nominee. There's just no way. They can't be that stupid. But if Joe Scarborough, with his profane insistence that we're seeing the best Biden has ever been, you think the Biden today is the same Biden of even 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 20 years ago? I mean, I've seen clips of Biden in the Senate. I mean, of course, he was a vibrant, robust guy. He is an elderly, feeble man. He was asked the other day about all the polls that he's behind in, and he starts whispering like a lunatic to the reporter, 5, I'm ahead in 5. Nobody knows what the heck he's talking about. He's not ahead in 5 polls. He's behind in every poll. Trump wins today in every poll. And Biden starts babbling like he's in the ward. He's in the ICU. 5. And the reporter's looking at him, cocking their head like, what the hell are you talking about? 5? 5 what? You think is 538? 1 poll? What the heck? Yeah. Right, Scarborough. You F anybody who doesn't know that Biden is just as sharp as a tack. And you know the great part about this? Good. Let them run with this. Let them try to convince themselves that he's as sharp as can be. He ain't going anywhere. And he's going to be the nominee. Let's pray Joe Biden is the nominee. I just don't believe it. Curtis is in Columbus, Ohio. How you doing today, Curtis?
Pretty good, Mike.
You're going to come out to our big event, March 20th, an evening with Mike Gallagher and Bruce Hooley, and with special guest Jack Windsor. Tell me you're going to come see us.
I was thinking about it.
Well,
I don't know yet.
Well, let me give you a couple. You want a couple tickets? Will that convince you if I give you a couple free tickets?
Sure.
All right, you're in. Lazy Chameleon. You know where that is? In Powell, Ohio. Where's Powell?
Powell.
Powell. I'm not too familiar with Powell. But it's got to be right outside Columbus.
Yeah, it's not very far.
All right, so it's Wednesday, March the 20th, 7 p.m. event, an evening with Mike Gallagher and the great Bruce